James XD, I love how the new audience H3H3 cultivating is treating him. Yeah, I think that it's fair, and I think that it's people finally see. Here's the thing, okay? If you have tried to be a leftist like streamer or somebody who has fought for liberal ideas, you will learn incredibly quickly that if you do not have like every single point of perspective that everybody on the far left has, then you are going to be challenged, and you're probably going to actually be treated way worse than they treat people who are on the right. And I'll tell you why, because I guess they know that that section of liberals is kind of like without a security, because they know that they've kind of hijacked that whole platform. And I think that that's another thing that's actually kind of going on with the right too as well, is that you have a lot of people who were liberals who ended up getting kind of, you know, kicked out of the club because they didn't share like the extremist lefties beliefs, and they end up getting kicked out. And I think that what's happening with Ethan right now is very interesting in real time. And I'll tell you why, because Ethan is learning what most of us have had to find out at some point or another in the past, I don't know, let's say 8 years. All right. In the past 8 years, a lot of us have found out that being, you know, classic liberal is incredibly hard to do, because you are treated so badly. You are treated so incredibly badly that, you know, it's like almost easier just to turn and go to the conservatives. And trust me, the conservatives on the right are waiting with open arms, ready to embrace you if you do not like what the left has to say. And I think that this is what's been killing Democrats. And I used to be one. I'm going to be very clear. I used to be like a Bill Maher type liberal. I'm not going to get into why I ended up switching, but I'm kind of centrist right now. And I totally can see in real time what's happening to Ethan Kline and happened to so many of us. Gypsy says, I don't like far left or far right. Yes, none of us. Most of us don't. Most of us don't like the far ends of the spectrum. First off, we don't like the far right because they're racist, typically pretty horrible people. Like we're talking about our Ku Klux Klan types, racism, you know, fascism type people. But on the left side, you have the communists, also fascists. Believe it or not, they are incredibly fascist, violent. Both ends are incredibly violent, but the left seems to have the more violent side, the less tolerant side, which is funny considering that that's what they were supposed to stand for. If you are somewhere left center, you're going to get attacked by the far left because you're not left enough. And this is exactly what happened to Ethan Kline. Ethan Kline, I guess he thought that Hassan Piker was kind of getting a bad rap and wanted to bring him on to show people that he's not as like extremist as everybody thought he was. But Ethan ended up learning pretty damn quickly that not only is Hassan Piker as extreme as everybody thought he was, but he's actually incredibly far more extreme than he ever believed. And H3 Ethan Kline is a victim of this. So and they're going really hard on him. Like honestly, it's crazy to point this out, but the right has been coming to defend Ethan Kline. Like the conservative side has stepped up to start defending Ethan Kline about what's going on with him, which is crazy to say considering how horrible Ethan Kline has talked about conservatives for so long. But people like the Jeremy and the Quartering have come forward to talk about what's happening to him is incredibly terrible. So I'm not going to go into it any further. We're going to get ready to look at... So there's two things that I want to look at today. This is going to be our only topic, so if you're not interested in this, you know, I won't blame you if you don't want to hang around. But I think that this story is very interesting, and I think that you guys are going to be, like, buckle in for a wild ride, because this gets pretty nuts. So I'm going to start with the most recent video that Ethan posted, and in this video, he basically talks about where the line has been crossed for this past however long. And interesting enough, it comes full circle back to Reddit. One by one, people are starting to realize that Reddit is the trashiest website on the entire internet. I'm telling you, flat out. I would say that Reddit is probably worse than Kiwi Farms at this point because of just how annoying and how unforgiving the people on Reddit are. And if you're on Reddit, I'm not talking about you unless you're on there trolling people and gang piling on people. which I kind of hope not if you're watching me, because you know that I've had experience with that before. But all right, let's get ready to rumble. All right. Alrighty, Roo. So this is the H3 page here. This is the H3 page, and it's pretty nuts. It's pretty nuts. As you can see, incredibly successful guy. I mean, super, super successful. His Vape Nation video got 29 million views 8 years ago, and 22 million views for These Glasses Cured Our Color Blindness, when it was a video with iDubbbz. So yeah, so much. Everything this guy does has basically been super, super successful. So, but this is the video that we're going to start with here.
In my long career on YouTube, I've pretty much seen it all. I've been swatted several times with LAPD helicopters, the street shut down, police with guns drawn, doing a perimeter.
By the way, if you guys pick up on the fact that he like sniffs a lot and kind of does a lot of twitching with his face, I believe that that's due to a type of medical condition that he has. I think it might be Tourette's in a way. Don't quote me on that, but I know that it's something similar to that. So what's up, J Sauce? Good to see you. So it is something like that. So I'm not going to make fun of somebody who has a medical condition, because that's just not cool. But let's keep going.
Around my house. We've also been visited by the FBI 3 times. They were all to warn us of a credible threat against our lives. One time, most recently, he came at 7 a.m. and said, "Do not open any packages until you hear from me, as we have credible bomb threats against you that we found online."
The guy's literally getting bomb threats. Like, this guy has had the FBI come to his house. People hate this man so much because now here's the funny part. Okay, well, none of this is actually funny, but here's an interesting aspect to this. When Ethan was out there just, shit talking conservatives, none of this shit happened. But now that he's kind of like going up against the far left, they are pulling out all the stops to try to silence him, try to get him banned, try to get him violently hurt. Believe it or not, like it's incredible. It's incredible what this guy's gone through. Now, again, I disagree with a lot of stuff that he says. In fact, for a while there, I freaking hated this guy. But I feel terrible for what he's going through right now as a father. Like, I can't imagine what this guy's going through. Yeah, you can have one.
I thought I'd seen it all. I knew this content nuke was going to draw a lot of negative attention, seeing how extreme Hassan and his fan base are, and his orbiters. But the lengths to which they've gone,
the orbiters might be worse,
us and get revenge for going after their god king Hassan, has frankly gone beyond any type of point of civility and humanity, to the point where they're calling CPS, Child Protective Services, to come to our house and break up our family. On Friday morning, an agent showed up to our house saying that they had received an anonymous tip that our children were crawling around in dog shit, eating dog shit, and contracting diseases.
It is so insane to me that now, this day and age, that all it takes is for one person to call and almost kind of do like a swatting thing in regards to your children, just for CPS to show up and harass you and make your life a living hell. I feel like this is almost worse. Okay, both swatting and this is bad, but this is bad because CPS sticks around. They don't just come once, realize, oh, we got played, we're out. They come back, and then they got to interview his kids, and it's bad, dude. It's bad. And I think that this is freaking terrible. The fallout from this has been insane because people are taking sides, and people are turning their backs on them. Political streamers always seem to be very extreme. Rarely have I seen a good faith discussion between them. I think that Ethan is learning this lesson in real time, guys. I really honestly do. It's insane to me how just like how fast he's learning this lesson that so many people on the right have been saying for a long time, and that's that unfortunately, people on the far left tend to be a lot more dangerous than the people on the right. Like they love to argue. People on the right seem to love to argue, but these people that he has made enemies of, they do not mess around. They will come and they will try to hurt you and hurt your family and hurt you in any possible way they can. And a lot of people have learned this the hard way again, like I said. But like just wow. Like just all encompassing wow of it all, you know, which I find crazy to me. Let me fix this chat real quick here.
Not only have they called CPS on us, now they're starting to try to call in a 5150 to get me committed. It's really gone on too far, and at this point, I'm ready to take no prisoners, take the gloves off, and call out everybody who needs to be called out. The thing is, once you target my children, then a line's been crossed that cannot be walked back.
I totally understand where it's coming from.
When people are targeting my children, harassing my children, there's no length that I won't go to take care of this. And I think that's something that every parent can relate to.
Absolutely. Like, troll me all you want. Troll me as much as you want. I could care less. Sometimes CPS does nothing, then kids are hurt too. That's true too, E-Shift. But he'll make an interesting point regarding that in this, and we'll comment on it a little more when he says that. But you are right. Sometimes CPS misses the mark as well, and that sucks even more than a fake call. But it does, you know, this is harassment. It's putting kids through unnecessary trauma. Like, these kids did nothing to him. These kids aren't the ones that are sitting here saying these things. His kids did nothing wrong to anybody. So the fact that we're sitting here having to have this discussion about Ethan Kline's kids, in my opinion, already sucks. And I agree. Every single person who is involved with this needs to be banned permanently, because, like, if there's one thing we know, you don't fuck with kids. Nobody likes anybody who messes with kids on the internet. And if you do, then you're a despicable human being. That's really kind of the only way to really say it. But
all these people, incidentally, who are promoting this type of insanity are, in fact, childless and will likely remain that way. The CPS agent showed up and he started asking us all kinds of questions.
Board Games makes a good point. CPS, I mean, this is the generalized look at it. CPS should be called over genuine concerns, not internet beefs. Like, they're treating it like a SWAT, like swatting, you know? DKC Underwater Level Music says, why is Reddit going after H3? Just joined. Sorry. No problem. So he's going to get into this a little bit. So we haven't gotten to that part yet, but the long and short of it is that Reddit, there's been these H3H3 snark Reddits that are being created that are basically slandering the ever-living crap out of H3H3. And Ethan Kline and Hila have shared concerns with Reddit, who, well, you'll just see, but essentially they're ignoring his concerns, and this conspiracy theory is going pretty high up. And I don't really think it's a conspiracy theory, having dealt with this situation myself. I think that Reddit is run by a bunch of crazy leftists, far leftists too, who will, you know, if you say anything that they disagree with, you will be banned on their site. But they also make exceptions to the rules for people who they agree with, and this is where they're at. This is essentially where we're at this point. But when he gets into the Reddit stuff, that's going to be my favorite. That's going to be my favorite part of this whole thing. I called CPS once. I went to pick up my child, and there were two toddlers sleeping in a room knee-high in trash and soiled diapers on the floor, and they did nothing. See, now that is a valid call to CPS. That's a valid call. The fact that they didn't go into Ethan Kline's house, see that he's a multimillionaire, and be like, oh, he's good here, and turn around is crazy. Is crazy. But yet, you know, if people did it to, you know, the mom, the Ruby Frankie, like it would have made sense. Reddit is far left. It is DKC. It's absolutely a far left cesspool, and it's making people who are on the left that are actually, you know, smart, like Bill Maher, you know, unfortunately H3H3 right now. It's making them look incredibly bad. And as bad as like the Democratic Party is right now, this is just making it worse. This is making everybody hate leftists. It really is. You know, you start going after kids, targeting kids, it's nuts. And wait until you see some of the cope that some of these people have towards his kids and try to justify them calling.
questions like, who feeds the kids? Who takes care of the kids? What do you do to the kids when you get angry? How do the kids sleep? Do the kids have toys? What happens when you get mad, or what happens when your kids get mad? He walked around the house. He looked in our refrigerator. He walked all around looking for dog shit, apparently. Although when he showed up immediately, he said, wow, this place is clean. Our 3 and 5-year-old boys were at school. Our 8-month-old is upstairs sleeping when...
This part's really sad. My friend's Flane says my friend's teacher called CPS on her family as revenge for the mom complaining to the principal about the teacher doing nothing about the bullying in his class. If you call CPS as a form of abuse or harassment, you should go to jail. I'm sorry, you should. That is, in my opinion, disgusting. That is tax dollars. First off, it's tax dollars that are being wasted. You're wasting the time of CPS, who probably have more important things to do, like go to actually people who need it. And you're wasting their time going to these people who you just have a personal problem with. And you can make an anonymous call to them, not even tell them who you are, and they will go check it out. And they don't just come once. They'll stick around and do a full-on investigation.
He visits, and he says, I need to go upstairs and look at your infant visibly to see him and confirm he's okay. Well, he's napping in his crib. He goes upstairs to look around the house, to snoop around. He investigates Sonny, our youngest, wakes him up from his nap, and even though he woke him up during his nap, he was greeted immediately, actually, by a smile, because Sonny is probably the happiest baby in the entire world. He smiles at everybody. His name is Sonny because he is just a ray of sunshine. He just gave him a big smile. I mean, he's just the sweetest kid in the world. So we went back downstairs to continue the conversation, at which point he said something that both me and Hila had us both saying abso-fucking-lutely not. He said he was going to go to the children's school to interrogate them there. We both said, you are absolutely not going to ever go to their school and talk to them. Yeah. That is fucking insane. We agree.
Like that would be so embarrassing for them kids to have their... First off, I'm not even sure if they want the kids to know who their parents are. Never let CPS in your house. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the rules are on that, because I feel like they almost kind of have a right to check on your stuff. But I mean, if you're not really doing anything wrong and you want to just get them to leave, it's like, come in, look, see, nothing's wrong here. Your guys are being played, and maybe just kick them the hell out. But I 100% agree with Ethan's decision here not to let them go to his other kid's school, because how embarrassing would that be? Like, for kids, your social reputation is like as good as money. Like, that is everything to a kid, their social reputation. So if you have CPS showing up, that is just like a recipe to get you like bullied in school or to be made fun of. And I don't blame him for saying, no, you're not going to go to a school. You have no right, you know? They probably didn't really truly have a right to come in. I don't know what the specifics are on CBS. We'll take a look when this is over, and we take a look at some of the fallout that's happening on Twitter from people taking sides here.
Agreed that he'll come back to our house and interview our 3 and 5-year-old children at a time when they're at home, so he doesn't need to humiliate them in front of his peers, his teachers, the staff there, and needlessly stigmatize them. My young 3 and 5-year-old children, who are sweet and innocent as can be, have not yet been interrogated by a CPS agent, but that is due to happen on Wednesday. He'll
go into that
our housekeeper. He's called the pediatrician that takes care of the kids. He talked to them. Pretty much sifted through every angle of our life having to do with our kids in an extremely violating, insulting, unbelievable way. Just a complete breach of privacy and inhumanity that it's like you can't believe that you, as somebody who has done nothing wrong, has taken care of your kids, to be subject to this forcible investigation because of some fucking freaks online called anonymously to say that our kids are crawling around in shit. The immediate question for me was, who did this? And how am I going to...
What's up, Valerie? Valerie, she says, curious because schools have social workers that are on top of difficulty with students. Teachers call them in. Yeah, I know that the school has like guidance counselors and stuff that would be specifically focused on this type of stuff. I think the main issue here isn't like, the fact that CPS came. It's the fact that they were called needlessly when there's clearly no evidence of any type of abuse happening here. This is nothing more than an absolute joke of a situation for what they're doing to H3H3 right now. And as a parent, like, it disgusts me and scares the shit out of me.
Going to hold them accountable. It didn't take me long to catch the trail of the obvious suspect, which is the work of a subreddit dedicated to harassing me, my family, my coworkers, and their families too, frankly, known as Snark. H3 Snark is the place that they
so this is where it gets
originated.
interesting.
If you don't know what Snark is, it's this growing phenomenon of communities dedicated essentially to destroy someone's life, picking it apart, harassing them, and just trying to ruin their life. It's something that's become quite common on the internet, and something that Reddit, who is the main host of such activities, has completely turned a blind eye to. Take, for example, right here, H3H3 underscore, which is the new Snark page. The top post on this page is from somebody named Bad Empanada, which we'll learn more about.
This guy sucks.
It says, Bad Empanada with another banger. Quote, "You're the best parents I've ever seen," said house slave Abdullah Ayad to the Klines after CPS visited them because their kids contracted parasites from dog feces. The Klines
no proof of that. Well, okay.
For genocide of Arabs.
It's a much more complex situation than he tries to sell it as. It's completely disgusting. It is so freaking disgusting, dude. Really is.
Ayad sits obediently in silence. He is a tame domestic animal. This is just literally anyone of a normal disposition can see plainly how.
Ahmed Musin says, "Jesus Christ, you don't even look like Jacksepticeye anymore." I am so sorry, Ahmed. I am sorry to have broken your heart like that, but I promise for anybody who misses the beard, it'll be back in like 2 weeks tops. Like, that's how fast. I'm Irish as hell. So that thing you just look trans. Well, I have been thinking about getting boobs, man. I have been thinking about it, you know. Everybody, don't you gender, don't you assume my gender. Don't you dare do that, Ahmed. Your face looks great. Thank you, Carlos. Stop. I heard my face looks great. That's what Dogpack said. Miss Lately's so upset about the beard situation. She's so upset about it.
Fucking insane this is. It has 400 upvotes after 3 hours. It's very
It's my fault because the beard's been around for so long that I knew this was going to be an issue the minute I trimmed it.
Active sub of absolutely deranged individuals. The problem is that this subreddit, this community, is being legitimized by creators such as Hassan, such as Denim, such as Mike from PA, and all these leftist commentators who think.
As someone from PA, Mike from PA sucks. You're a terrible representation of our fucking state, you jackass.
Think they can get one up on me by sicking and participating and legitimizing the most crazed psychopaths on the internet.
Dogpack does glaze me all the time.
I bring this to YouTube because
okay, now, unfortunately, I will say, Xylee's friends with Adam McIntyre, and I just want to be very clear. This guy fucking sucks. I'm sorry, Xylee. I know he's like you're kind of friendly with him, but I cannot stand this clown. This guy literally got famous off of Miranda Sings because he got played by her. He got scammed by her. And now all of a sudden, he's supposed to be some trusted voice in commentary. What a joke. This guy got scammed, got led around by his neck by a content creator, but yet all of a sudden he's supposed to be considered smart, somebody who we're supposed to trust. Usually I tend to trust the people who don't get scammed, right? Because they tend to be, you know, a little more with it. Or people who are out there like, talking about. But this guy got led around by somebody, all in pursuit of fame, by the way. So it's not just that he got scammed, because I know a lot of people get scammed unfairly, but this guy got, yeah, boo Adam, boo. Yeah, this was a freaking terrible take. And the fact that he's going to stick up for this H3 Snark after what you hear they do should make this guy, like, absolutely put out an apology or something. But this is disgusting. This is terrible. And the only reason he's even doing this is because he's friends with Trisha Paytas, who he kisses the ass of like crazy. And since H3H3 and Trisha Paytas had a falling out, he's like going super hard on like anything Ethan does. But guess what, Adam? Now you're just stuck up for somebody's kids getting called on CPS. Like that's fucking disgusting, dude. You should be ashamed of yourself. Also, I'm not a fan of the makeup.
respect the H3 snark, and I believe that they're being silenced. And I saw on the H3 snark that Ethan had uploaded Instagram stories about Mika's rhetoric that says,
and it's about the H3 Snark subreddit. For more than a year now, Ethan has been talking about it and saying how toxic this place is, how they promote harassment, doxing, stalking, and why it should be banned.
Because I believe these
Isn't Trisha a train wreck? She absolutely is a train wreck. And he's like, thinks she's the greatest thing ever.
Snark subreddits on Reddit should be banned. It's literally fostering the most psychopathic, it encourages harassment, doxing, stalking. It's just...
There's so much people on Reddit. There's so many. Look how happy Hassan is. He's like, "Yep, that's my community, baby. That's my community. We get things done by ruining lives. That's how I operate." Let me figure out a way to lie about this. Let me figure out a way to twist this to make it seem like Ethan's crazy.
I guess it's fine as long as it's not the Destiny subreddit.
I think it's time to hold all of them accountable. Here,
Yeah.
for example, is Denims, a.k.a. Hassan Waiting Room, watching Bad Empanada talk about the state of our house and how we take care of our kids. Let's take a look.
He lets his dogs shit all over his mansion, and he just leaves the shit on the floor, something that is probably related to the fact that his former housekeeper is suing him for a number of different reasons. So I would assume he doesn't actually have a housekeeper anymore, or perhaps he lost his extra housekeeper. So now the house is...
Like, who talks about this stuff? The community of H3H3 wanted to be a part of... is that... They wanted to be a part of the snark. I'm sure they probably, anybody who goes in there and tries to defend Ethan probably gets banned pretty fast. Adam was a total Trisha hater when she was against Colleen Ballinger and became Trisha's #1 cheerleader when she came after Colleen. Adam has no morals. Yeah, Adam McIntyre is somebody who only cares about one thing, and that's Adam McIntyre. Let's be very clear. This guy's one of them, like, Yas Queen, like gay men who think that they rule the world, and his only success, he didn't get any success out of being entertaining. He only got it from Miranda Sings. That's it. Being on a documentary where they exposed her. That's how this guy got famous. Not because he has good takes, not because he makes sense, not because he's smart, but because he helped expose Miranda Sings. And by the way, he was friends with her, like really good friends with her. And he was out there like protecting her when she was doing all that shit with kids. So let's not act like this guy's some moral beacon. Okay. I'm sorry. I can't stand the fucking guy. And I'm making it clear now. And I've never liked him. And I've always kind of been like, I've kind of always kind of kept him like off my radar because, you know, Xylee kind of likes it. So that's the only reason. But now it's all bets off. You help out messing with people's kids, you know, and I'm not even a fan of, Ethan Kline, really. I'm a fan of what he's doing now, but like for a while, for the past couple of years, I haven't really been like crazy about some of the stuff he said. But in this situation, he is 110% in the right. And Hassan, just yet again, is just being a complete, total douchebag. Ethan wanted to be Hassan's orbiter, but he's too Israeli. I think that Hassan loved Ethan, but I think that Hassan thought somewhere along the line he was gonna be able to get Ethan to go further left until Ethan started pointing out like, well, you know, isn't that a terrorist that you're kind of platforming there? And then he would come like Ethan's smart enough to see bullshit. I will give him that. Ethan's smart enough to like call out bullshit when he sees it, and he knew right away that getting in with Hassan was a bad move. What's up, Maria? Marie F, good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome.
He's just like covered in dog shit, and he has kids, and his kids like crawl into the dog shit, and God forbid.
There's zero proof of this, by the way. So Bad Empanada is literally just making all this up. I'll tell you, he does go into how they like came to this conclusion, but they basically just ran wild with this story. Hassan, what do you mean, settler babies? Yeah, oh my god, dude. Hassan sucks. And so does Denim, so does this whole orbiting community. They all suck.
I don't know what they do with it. I don't know if they eat it or if it's just from like contact with it with their hands or something, but they contracted a parasite that I had previously never heard of in my life called Giardia from the dog shit that is all over his house.
Dude, how is it that like maybe once a week I look into what Ethan Kline's been up to, and every time I manage to find more and more terrible shit.
You know what's funny? here's the thing about Denims, right? 0 IQ, but shows her boobs. That's pretty much how she's found success. There's not a whole lot going on upstairs. Let's just put it that way. Adam uses him, him. Does he? I figured, you know, I wouldn't be shocked if eventually, though, he decides to switch over, but he's a very feminine male, I guess, is the only way to explain it. But I'm not a fan of Adam. I think that, especially now that he's defending a whole Reddit page that is dedicated to harassing someone and their kids and trying to break their family up, I am not cool with that. I always learn so much. I don't care about, but love to hear about it from EJ. Thank you, DC. I appreciate that. Isha says Giardia is commonly found in the water from rivers and streams. Yeah, and this is where they're gonna go crazy with this. Oh, gee, sounds like Rosanna and her cleavage. Yeah, except Denims does it way worse. Like she'll literally adjust it during the stream. I'll show you some fun stuff that we did with her after this video is over.
This is where Ethan tells a story about his family getting Giardia.
We already have Mold Mondays. Now we have Shit Saturdays.
Also, this is not a joking matter, by the way. It can be very severe and deadly to small children. I mean, much like many other illnesses, it's very, very, very dangerous when infants get the same sicknesses that adults get.
She has no proof. Well, thank you, doctor. I had no idea you had a medical degree. Like, she's just saying, like, she has no clue if this is even right, by the way. She's just saying this.
There are lots of things that you can get as an adult. You're totally fine. You'll be A-okay. No problem. A child, a small infant that has no immune system, shouldn't be catching anything.
Now, at this point, as he continues, notice the chat is almost in complete universal agreement. Call CPS. Call child endangerment.
Yeah.
CPS, social services.
This is where a lot of people think this happened.
Call CPS. That's child endangerment. Okay, if his kids have Giardia, they need to be taken away. Actual worst father ever, etc., etc. I'll let the
I try. But this is about as animated and angry as I get, Marie. This is about as angry as I get. But I'm like peak anger at this moment.
Can see just how crazed this community.
I also have my daughter here, so I can't like curse a lot. I mean, I don't tend to curse anyway, but you know, I'm trying to be somewhat of a decent person. No one can suck a fat one. Sorry, not sorry. I get it, Marie. I'm with you.
Community is, and once again, this is Denim's chat from the 1st. The call came on the 3rd.
No wonder his house is covered in dog shit, and his neglected children raised by nannies have contracted parasites previously unknown to science from the feces.
Who's really hosting this stream? Is it Denims or is it Denims? You know, Denims girls. J-Sauce, they're not pronouncing Giardia correctly. Well, I don't know how do you what would be the best way? Is it Giardia? Is it supposed to be Giardia, not Giardia? Giardia. Is it Giardia? Is it Gotcha?
That makes sense because it has to do with shitting out your asshole.
Whoa! Watch your mouth. Watch your potty mouth. This is a monetized stream. This chick sort of sounds like a weird chick on the live the other day. The Seth chick. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, kind of very bassy. Giardia. Okay, Giardia. Not Giard. Okay, Giardia. Sounds like a cologne or like a.
No, let me get some of that Giardia.
Yeah. I'll take a side of Giardia with my my soup, please. Giardia. I like that. You have everything right to feel the way Marie he has been horrible. Yeah, this is terrible.
I wonder why he skipped over all of this, because everything that he said, everything that I said in this story, which by the way was apparently compiled by his crew.
Got it.
No wonder this motherfucker is always
said, yep.
sick. Yeah, it all makes sense now.
By the way, these people can't keep their talking points straight. On one hand, it's we don't raise our kids and our house is just run by nannies. And
by the way, I just want to be clear. I'm pretty sure that most of these people that are commenting on Ethan's kid don't even have kids of their own. So they have zero experience parenting. Yeah, isn't it funny how the people who don't have kids, I say own kids, they don't own kids. Like they bought them in a store. They don't have kids, but yet they always feel so entitled to tell you how you should be raising your kids. Like have a kid and tell us. Come see us, you know?
And housekeepers. But on the other hand, we also keep our house so dirty that there's dog shit everywhere. I mean, what are the housekeepers and nannies doing?
It all makes sense now. It makes sense why he doesn't care about Palestinian children when he is neglecting his own. How is this happening? How is it happening? How is this happening?
Yeah, it's pretty clear why people are watching her, and it's not for her hard-hitting commentary, guys. Let's just be clear. I'm getting some serious Pokimane vibes here. This narrator says it right, but the streamers are getting it way wrong.
A 10-month-old, a 5-year-old,
because Ethan probably
and
actually
a
looked into how
are
it
in
was pronounced.
school. Of course, I'm sick all the time. Once again, these childless people pretend that this is uncommon when, of course, anybody with any sense who's being honest. The thing is, these people are knowingly lying. They know that they're lying.
Basically.
It makes no sense what they're saying. But they
She
do
does
it
look
anyway
concerned.
because, as you can see in the chat,
But I think it's all an act too. I don't think she really cares. I think she's just playing through the emotions. She knows what her chat wants to hear. She's audience captured like crazy. So she knows what they want to hear. They know what they're expecting from her.
And Denims endorses this clearly, as you can see. She's not moderating this at all, and it's pretty much 100% of the comments saying call CPS on them. Their kids should be taken away. That she wants. She believes that it's justified to break up our family. This disgusting fucking human being who's endorsed by Hassan and the entire left community on Twitch, who is protected and elevated by Twitch, is on her platform right now advocating for our children to be forcibly removed from us by Child Protective Services.
Okay, Marie. Yeah, so you'll hear me responding to your comments. But I thought you were talking about the current video, but you were back in the other stuff. That's totally cool. Totally cool. Welcome to the current time, the real time.
Denims is such an evil person.
Yep.
She is not responsible enough to have a platform. She should not be allowed to broadcast videos ever again. Now you might wonder, what is it they're referring?
I mean, her best bet's just to go to OF, to be honest with you. I mean, she's one step away from OF, so.
Until. On the podcast, I was telling a story about we adopted a new dog about a month ago, and she was having diarrhea, which ended
Here's
up
the story
being
where this all came from.
Extremely common stomach parasite that causes diarrhea. It's extremely common, and it's very easy to address. In fact, Ducky, our Yorkie, when we got him as a puppy, also had Giardia, and we treated him the same way. Let's see what I said about it. That Olive has Giardia.
Just FYI, we are not deleting board games comments. Why does he? We never delete comments of people who are contributing to the chat. The only time we ever do is if anybody says anything like crazy or they're attacking somebody in a chat or I don't know. But yeah, no, we're definitely not deleting any comments.
Which is it's a bacterial infection in the intestines that makes you have diarrhea.
And Olive has this?
Olive has this, yeah. She came to us with it.
Okay.
She had diarrhea, and
oh, poor baby.
Ducky came to us with that too. So she has Giardia, so we have her on an antibiotic, but we had to wait until Monday, which is today. We just got it today. Sonny's crawling around. He's putting everything in his mouth. He's at that age.
He's deleting his own comments.
Again, any reasonable person or parent understands.
That was a plot twist nobody saw coming.
Is that having a 10-month-old that is just learning to crawl, is crawling around everywhere, putting everything in his mouth. I mean, these kids will literally just lick the floor, put anything in the world in their mouth, and that's completely normal. That's
So
what
true.
having a toddler is like.
Yep. Absolutely. Anybody who has had a 2-year-old knows that you got to grab whatever they pick up real fast because chances are they're going to try and taste to see if it's edible. That's just kind of what kids do, you know? I'm having a glass of red wine while listening and doing my course. That's awesome. I hope it's a Cabernet Sauvignon. What's up, Bad Daddy Moonshine? Good to see you, DSB.
Olive is a black Labrador. She sheds a lot. She's inside. She's outside. She's very clean. But the point I'm making, again, which all reasonable people understand, is that Giardia can actually be spread just from a surface. So if her bum ends up on the floor, or she sheds some hair, or she sat on a toy, you know, it could be a number of different things. If Sonny's crawling around putting everything in his mouth, it seems like a pretty reasonable suspect. If he's having diarrhea, we're like, oh man, maybe he got Giardia from Olive, which is actually commonplace to happen. And despite what Denim says, it is not certain death. It's actually completely normal.
Yeah, surprise. She had no idea what she was talking about. Who could have seen that coming? Probably the girl that's like, oh, Yeah, this is so crazy. By the way, have you guys seen my booms? That's where you're getting your hard-hitting information from. If you watch Denims, then my guess is you're just simping or you're completely an idiot.
To happen, and it's very easy to treat. Now, spoiler alert, it actually turns out when we got all of the poop tests back that he never had Giardia even, which I announced on the show, which they conveniently forget. So the only person that ever even had Giardia was
it seems pretty
Olive.
commonplace.
So Sonny
I'm not
was
familiar
having
with
diarrhea,
Parvo.
essentially, and that was...
But I'm not a doctor
and that's
either.
why they called CPS.
I trust you on that, though, E.
Because my 10-month-old baby, who's just starting to eat solid food, had diarrhea. That's why these people think it's justified to send an agent of one of the most overworked, underfunded, underappreciated community service workers in the entire fucking world to come and waste their time because my son had a diarrhea. When
when he really breaks it down like that, it just shows you how like bad this is actually, you know, aside from the fact that it's harassing his children who are completely innocent in this whole thing. It's just disgusting behavior.
In the city of Los Angeles, there are kids and families that absolutely need help from people like this. And this guy's wasting his fucking time coming to my house and doing an investigation on my kids because my
just keeps getting better. The more the merrier.
Sarah Conagin Little became a lately.
Oh, I gotta fix the. Thank you for the membership. I gotta fix the alerts. Why did that go off screen? That is not how we do things here. That's supposed to be on the screen so you can see who it was. But thank you so much for the membership.
10-month-old baby had diarrhea. By the way, Bad Empanada was recently...
That guy looks like a winner, doesn't he? That guy looks like he's going to sell you painkillers when he's done. Whatever he's done doing. That guy, you take one look at him, you're like, yeah, that guy can get painkillers for sure. 100%. One look at him and you go, yeah, that guy can get you whatever you need.
Banned for 7 days for playing a video game in which you roleplay as Hamas on October 7th, and he went to a military compound in that game and said he was, quote, looking for secretaries to kill. He was looking for Hila, who was a secretary in the IDF, to murder her in a game where you play Hamas. This is the type of person that is being elevated.
Insane, dude.
I'd like to pay tribute to Ethan Kline and the new Twitch TOS that declares Zionism. Zionist is
What's up, Passion
I'd like
76?
to pay tribute to him by playing.
How many kids does Bad Emp have again? My guess would probably be none, because you have to actually get laid to have kids, and something about this guy tells me he's not getting any action whatsoever.
The first in Al-Aqsa video game where you kill Zionist soldiers as a Palestinian resistance fighter.
He does kind of look like Cyrax.
Are these Israelis? Are they just standing there? I mean, is the Israeli army?
Okay, so what's blurred out, you guys probably realize this because Ethan just said it, but I'm just going to say it again so everybody knows. He's playing a game where you are a Hamas soldier and your job is to go around and kill Israelis. If that is not like... If that is not anti-Semitism, I don't know what is. You know, it's... And then he says that he's looking for the secretaries, which is obviously Ethan's wife.
A bunch of Ethan Klines, like they're all on a fucking Ozempic binge. They don't understand what's going on around them. They haven't noticed me. How do I win?
So he's upset that he didn't get noticed by H3H3 yet. So I guess now he did, and I don't think that he's gonna like it.
My objective? I don't actually know. Where do they keep the secretaries? In here?
The secretaries. He's looking for Hila Kline. Which again, I have major disagreements with a lot of stuff that they say, but this is just disgusting. Like if somebody was playing a video game where they're actively looking for your partner that you're married to take out. How do I win? Yeah, you don't. You win by turning the game off. Good point, board games.
Secretary got on behalf of Ethan
I don't know,
Kline,
Sarah.
I give this game.
It just said you became a member. I didn't hear it say anything TTS, but you can if you write it in chat, I'll tell everybody.
My seal of approval.
Here's Bad Empanada once again, who posted a story saying, "I'm the one who called CPS on Ethan Kline. I want CPS
this party
to take."
just keeps getting better. The more the merrier.
Entelician shift became a lately.
Huh. Yeah, why did that not tell you your, because it should typically tell you how long, if you're using one of the anniversary alerts, it should tell you how long you've been a member for, because I know a lot of you guys who are doing it are usually get a free super chat. You've been a member for months now. That's right, baby. Let's go. eShift 2. This is for both you guys. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. Seriously, I don't even know how to begin to thank you guys. You guys are all amazing. Seriously.
Take his kids away because they are seriously in danger. This is, once again,
sucks.
Bad Empanada, who's being elevated by Hassan, Matt Lieb, Denims, and tons of creators, leftist creators all over the internet.
Ladies and gentlemen, everyone else, please welcome Bad Empanada.
Dude can't even afford a good mic. Not that there's anything wrong with the SM53. That's what they use on stages, and actually surprisingly sounds well.
The more the merrier.
Solent Luna became a lately. Solent Luna celebrates 7 months of membership, 7 months with EG, smiley face emoji, sun emoji, sun emoji, sun emoji.
Oh, wait, that's the soul. I gotta do soul horn. Thank you, Soul. 7 months. 7 months. That should tell you just how long I've been at this, that Tina celebrated a full year, and Soul's been one of the most dedicated members of so has Tina, so has like a lot of you guys. But that should tell you guys just how long, like how many different... Tina survived the community that was here before Soul and all you guys came in. So... that's why hers is so much longer, because there was a group of people that were in here that randomly ended up, I guess, they didn't leave out of like nothing bad happened. They just, I guess they moved on to other, some of them still pop in from time to time, and it's good to see them. But Gypsy says, defend what is correct. In this case, defend this streamer for being falsely accused. Exactly. It's pretty much that simple. I did it, Blue Jay. I learned my lesson. So why does it say I am 7 months? I guess it depends on if you put a super chat or not.
Hell yeah, this party just keeps getting better. The more the merrier.
Solent Luna gifted Xith Jurgensen a membership.
Thank you,
yeah,
Soul.
This party just keeps getting better. The more the merrier.
It shouldn't be on the wrong channel, because you can't do memberships on Later but Lately yet. If you could, we'd be streaming exclusively over there.
Solent Luna gifted Veteran Mechanic a membership.
Hell yeah, this party just keeps getting better. The more the merrier.
Solent Luna gifted Badger a membership.
Badger. Thank you so much, Soul.
This party just keeps getting better. The more the merrier.
Solent Luna gifted that guy Kline a membership.
That guy Kline. I know him. Thank you so much again, Soul. You're the best. Seriously. Here's your horn for you. All right, let's keep going. Here's Denims with spending way more time on her hair and her shirt, her blouse, than she is on any information that she's probably gonna spew to her followers.
Bad Empanada's been going
again. The only reason people are even watching her is because of what she looks like, not because of what she says. Let's make sure that we know that that is very clear for anybody who is wondering how this girl somehow managed to get followers, because her takes are absolutely terrible.
Going crazy at Ethan on the second channel. Well, yeah, because Ethan.
The more the merrier.
Janie Minaj became a lately. Janie Minaj celebrates 6 months of membership. Justice for eShift and Sarah.
There you go. Got it. See, I think what happens is you have to type a super chat to do it
Someone's
for it to come
of being
through.
Total badass. Chick Dugs approves this message.
Oh, you can't hear the sounds?
Daniels crew super chatted $5. Just sending love to back up a soul.
I'll fix it. Hang on. I'm surprised that it's not coming through. Is that the dog making that sound?
He sounds like a dying rat. He is pitiful right now.
Oh, so the dog, yeah, I got a whole lot of sounds going placed behind me, and I thought it was my daughter kind of doing like the doing the sounds, and it wasn't. It was the dog making the sounds. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sweetie, for saying it was you. Hang on. Let me do a test here to see if this... Yeah, why is that not working? That's strange. That's very strange. I could probably switch it, I guess. Let me see here. But yeah, I've been doing all these Discord sounds for you guys, and none of them have been coming through. So that's pretty cool, I guess. Professional streamer here, guys. You know how we do things. Everything is perfect. Works exactly how I mean for it to sound at all times.
Is there round ones that go on here?
I think, I wonder if... No, that should be there. So why is this doing this? Well, let's figure this out. I know we can do it, guys. If we put our heads together, we can figure this out. Put that one there. Put that one there. Let's see if that works. Of course, I couldn't see the whether or not that actually went through or not. Yeah, I don't know why this is where did it go? Why is this not working? Why are you being this way? I don't want to bring it up on the other computer because I don't want to risk accidentally showing my desktop or my whatchamacallit. So I'm trying to think of the best way to do this here. I guess maybe the only way to do this would be to try it like this, see if this works here. Did that work? There's so many damn bars. Now I'm probably now I'm talking twice. Now I'm talking twice here. That's not good. We don't want that. So we're gonna shut that one off. All right, hang on. I will figure. Yeah, I'm not. I made that mistake once. Never gonna happen again. Especially right now with what I got going on. I definitely do not want my Discord messages accidentally getting leaked onto the interwebs. No, that's not how that went down. This is confusing me. This is upsetting me. This is really disappointing me. I have so many different emotions going on right now. All of them are disappointment. Why is this? It should be this one right here that does the sound. There it is. I got it. I figured it out. It only took me 20 minutes, but I got it done. Some people say he gets it done. He doesn't get it done fast, but he gets it done. That's what they tell me. They tell me he gets it done. My Trump impression's been really bad lately, but you know what? We'll live. But anyway, this is for Saul. Since I messed up, and this is for everybody who's donated or done their anniversary. Thank you guys so much. I really, really appreciate you guys. I can't even begin to thank you guys enough. All right, now that that's done, let's keep going.
Kline is too afraid to talk to Bad Empanada or talk about Bad Empanada or watch any of his videos. So fucking milk that guy, dude. Hell yeah, Bad Empanada, go in.
Can we just like
this dude, Bad Empanada? I don't know if you guys know who that is. He's like actually psychotic, and he's been making a lot of hate videos about me. And
look, every video, guys, every video you will see just a straight shot down her shirt. Every time. Again, please explain to me why anybody gives a crap what this woman's saying. She's like one step away from an OF girl. Like what do they expect for her to like hard-hitting political takes? You know?
calling Hila a terrorist and baby killer and all.
Dude, every time Ethan Kline brings up Bad Empanada, I like him a little bit more. That's the truth. I didn't really have strong opinions on him, and every time he brings him up, I'm like, stop making him sound base, man. Come on. Stop.
What is it with young people and language? They like to make their own language, Gypsy. It seems like they like to create their own language. She does have an OF. I am not shocked. I am not shocked to find that out. That makes a whole lot more sense now. So she's just a OF girl who's trying her best to glaze in Hassan. Oh, great. Now we got Mike from PA down in the corner here. Great. This is going to go well.
Bad Empanada has put out a video about H3H3, and this is just for my own pleasure that we're going to watch it, because whenever Bad Empanada attacks H3H3, H3H3 has like a mental breakdown, and every time I watch this, it causes them to have even more of a mental breakdown.
On this Turk versus moron, he made a fucking Willie Mack show. Slob YouTuber Willie Mack show made a video covering the Gaza genocide because he noticed that putting Hassan's name in the title gets him more views than usual. It went about as well as you'd expect. Oh, dude. Okay.
So basically, if you want to get some traction with people, just glaze Hassan. He'll watch it, and he'll tell you how great you are. And then you're going to have a bunch of pretty much psychotic people in your chat. Not a play that I would suggest for most people. But if you're desperate for viewership, it's always an option. Because if this guy can do it, anyone can.
Okay, critical support the Bad Empanada has gone up by wide margins now, okay? Oh, this is on the Bad Empanada live channel. He didn't put this on the normal channel. Oh, my Lord. Oh, dude, Bad Empanada went from bad to good Empanada. Bad Empanada went from Bad Empanada to based Empanada.
No, none of that's true. But again, it's Hassan saying it, so I'm not shocked to realize that none of this makes any sense whatsoever. Like, this is the only group of people on the internet that would celebrate the fact that a man is getting his kids harassed. This is it. These are who these people are, okay? Let's just be very, very clear about it. These people are psychotic. These people make no sense. These people are the most bad faith people you will ever come across in your whole entire lifetime. They make a living rage baiting people, and all the people in their chat are 100% angry ragers because they are unhappy in their own lives, and the only way that they get off is making other people unhappy too. There, I said it. I summed it up. That's why everybody hates Hassan Piker. And now everybody who's an orbiter of Hassan Piker also is a piece of crap.
Now, trust me, I would pursue legal action against Bad Empanada.
You should.
Whose MO is essentially defamation. He actually fled to Argentina like his Nazi predecessors. And unfortunately, it is very difficult to get to and sue people in Argentina. So,
yeah, and I think that's why they ended up not being friends, because H3H3 was just like, Hassan, what are you even talking about? Because say what you want about Ethan Kline, but he does try to be truthful, and I guess in a way he does tend to try to be somewhat fair. He hasn't always, like, I feel like he's been pretty rough towards right-leaning people. On some of it unfairly, in my opinion, but he was kind of audience captured at the time. But he is exactly proof of why you don't want to be audience captured. I always keep it real with you guys. I keep it 100. If I mess up or I say something that you guys don't disagree with, I want you guys to call me out. But at the same time, I know that I can give you guys my honest opinion because most of you are open-minded. Most of you guys in the chat seem to be very open-minded, and I love that. Because then I don't feel required to only tell you the things that you want to hear. The only thing you guys are looking for from me is a fair take, and that's all I want to give, a fair opinion on this. And again, like I said, I'm not a big fan of Ethan Kline. But at the same time, what's happening to him is an absolute freaking joke. It's terrible. And people need to step in and do something because this man has children. And this is setting a precedent for anybody who has kids that they are now targets for if they disagree with something you believe politically. But it's also the danger of becoming like a political streamer too, Like at least, Asmongold don't have kids to worry about. As far as I know, I don't think he has kids, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't. But, this is the kind of targeting that these people will do.
Enjoy the community of Nazi refugees. You will fit right in there, my friend. But don't worry, guys. Denim says, even if this did happen, It's nothing to worry about because children actually don't remember anything. Isn't that fucking awesome? Look at this. It might be the dumbest, most pathetic thing I've ever heard in my life. Here's denims on the floor. And then the
I
part
hope it
that
clears
in
up
my
for
opinion,
you.
crossed the line.
There we go again, guys. Just you know, the girls are out. The girls are out. I swear. Denim Street. Oh, really, really cool. So cool. Denims, you're so cool. You're like the coolest. I'm really a big fan of how you just pull down your shirt and then give your terrible opinions on political stuff. Makes me so happy. It really, really does. You're like one step away from Pokemon. If Pokemon was complete lost cause.
Was like, so I'm gonna visit your kids at school and ask them questions, and I says you're not fucking doing that. I mean, we both were like, that's not.
This part's really
happening.
gross.
You're not going-
Terrifying.
You are not doing that. So he
look how happy
agreed
she is.
to
She's so
come
happy
visit
about this.
our
Coming back
house
next week.
when the kids are at home because he needs to fucking interview our kids as a matter of procedure.
But
now, anybody with remotely any compassion or empathy for anybody would feel sorry for him in this moment. But look at her. She's looking like, job well done. I did it. I made this happen for my content.
I was like, I really don't want you to create any bad memory here for them. Like, they are 5 and 3.
Lobotomized poke. Yes.
Shit.
Yes, Denims is the lobotomized Pokemon. Well said, Fellaine.
So I told him.
Can't wait for this hard-hitting commentary. Here it comes.
Create any bad memory for them. You're not forming memories at 3 years old, and it's very rare that you're forming memories at 5 years old.
What an absolute joke! My daughter still could quote. She's 10, and she could still tell me stuff that happened to her at 5. We were just actually talking about something that happened in preschool today. That is a fun memory for us that she did. And I'm pretty sure preschool you're around like 3-4 years old. You in 5 you go to kindergarten. I can still remember at 5 years old in kindergarten, I got in an argument with this kid Michael because I wanted to play with the tiger and he had the tiger, but he was hogging the tiger and it made me really upset. So I got into an argument with him about getting that tiger back, and it was like a big rubber tiger. But it was the coolest animal they had in the classroom. Put a 1 in the chat if you can remember something that happened in your kindergarten. If you can remember something that happened in kindergarten, write a 1 in the chat. If you can't, write a 2. That is a joke. I remember stuff at 3 and younger. And Gypsy's like in her, not to put you out there, but in the 60s. Yeah, I know, hon. They didn't let me play with the tiger. Can you believe that? It was a cool looking tiger too. Tiger was my favorite when I was in kindergarten. Tiger's freaking rule. Carla can remember. Board Games remembers. That is such a bad take. Yeah. I mean, again, though, we're talking about old Boobs McGee over here, so I'm not shocked to see that she can't put together the fact that just because she can't remember what she did yesterday, she thinks everybody can't remember what happened when they were 5. Everybody in the chat is remembering what they did. Everybody. Even Carla, who tends to put random numbers in there. Everybody can remember what they did when they were in kindergarten. It is obvious. This woman is so incredibly dumb. So incredibly dumb. And I'm like, I try to be as like nice as I can, but this woman is truly a bozo. I mean, that's really the only way I can say. She's like, I don't know. They say what's always the joke like about the blondes, but this girl's setting brunettes back just as far as any blonde girl's ever done. Look at that big, huge gaps. Look how long it takes for her to think of something to say. That's how fast her brain is working. Hang on, I want to almost count how long it takes for her to say a comment. Because this is how slow her brain works.
Memories at 3 years old, and it's very rare that you're forming memories at 5 years old.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Nah, yes, you are.
It took her a whole friggin' 8 seconds to think of something to say, dude. Because she had nothing else to add to the conversation. She's waiting for chat to say something for her to respond to. I think I had my first Barbie ever made. How old is this denim girl? And she can't remember. I think she's like in her 20s. I think it's typical 20s girl. Create an OnlyFans, start commentary, talk about politics, which you clearly have no clue about. and hope for the best, I guess. I mean, this woman is truly setting the bar so low. You can see the loading bar on her forehead. Yeah. Oh my. Yeah. Blue Jay. We should put it up there. Loading. Terrible. All that time, and she can't even put the. Look, I did drugs for 15 years. My brain is fried, and somehow still works better than Denim's.
No, you're not. When we're talking about being able to remember, being able to recall memories, it's like 4 is the cutoff. But even if you are forming any memories at 4, you're not going to be able to remember them past like 15.
Wow. Just the fact that we did this little experiment and every single person in the chat can remember something that happened. And I'll admit, like, our audience tends to be a little older, right? We have a couple youngins in here, but and by youngins I mean like in their 20s, but like we're predominantly, you know, between 30 and 60 years old that are in this chat. So the fact that this girl just literally said that blows my mind. Watching this girl makes me think that I could do a YouTube channel and make sense. Yeah, Gypsy, you would blow her away. You would blow her away with commentary. I can tell you right now. Sensitive Society did a pretty good breakdown of her content a while back, and I never saw her. Yeah, this is so bad. This is so bad, dude. This is like, I mean, she's living off her body at this moment. Like, what's going to happen when she gets older and, you know, things don't stay where they're supposed to? Is she going to make a living?
You have maybe 1 or 2 memories.
No, I have
Talking
a
to a random stranger once isn't really memorable for a kid. There's a wide variation about the mean across methods, cohorts, the average age of adults' earliest memories.
I love that. See, everybody in this chat is like all over the place with their age. I love it. I think that's a sign of like a far-reaching, like, yeah, 52, 30, 60, like all the way up to 66. Like, this is awesome. I love this. Like, because it's showing that everybody is coming from all walks of life and finding something that we can all agree on. Denim's is idiotic.
Is 3.5 years old. You're not really forming memories at 3.
You literally just read out of your mouth that the average adult starts forming memories at 3.
Yeah, she did a cell phone and she didn't even realize it. Oh my God, dude. Again, I don't think anybody's watching her, though, for her hard-hitting commentary. They're watching her for her boobs. You buy boobs? Dude, it's pretty obvious. It's pretty obvious. Nobody's watching Denim's and being like, yeah, this woman's really smart. This woman's so brilliant. I remember living in Germany. That's awesome, Maya. Yes, Blue Jay, you are the young one here. You are the young one. I believe you are our youngest watcher, except for when Michael Schwarber comes in. I'm pretty sure he's still in high school.
What is happening? What universe do we exist in?
But you're our youngest regular for sure.
Popular creator. One more time, guys, because it's absolutely fucking unreal. One more time, guys.
There's a wide variation about the mean across methods, cohorts. The average age of adults' earliest memories is 3.
I'd give him like a 6, maybe 6. Dang, woman.
1.5 years old. You're not really forming.
Her processing. She tried to slow down and process what she just read, and it just goes in one ear and right out the other, and then she just makes up something about it.
Memories at 3.
Daniel Scrooby 50, April 20th. Awesome. That's what I'm talking about.
And it's pretty rare to be forming memories or like memories that you will keep like at 5.
How exactly am I supposed to get through to a person and convince her wrong when she's literally disproving herself on her own stream and then ignoring what just came out of her mouth 5 seconds earlier?
That's a lost cause, Ethan. It is 100% a lost cause. You will never reach a person like that, especially since she's so audience captured by Hassan's people. Like this is the problem with the internet today. Your looks get you everywhere, but if you have your takes have to be seriously good to get past not having boobs. This is what I like about this community and any other community. I love the international group and the age ranges, and we can communicate well with each other. Yeah, I think so too, Gypsy. I think this is I really do think that, we might not be huge, but I definitely think this community is pretty special.
Her defense for sending the CPS
We are all
to
very
break
fair.
up our family and to interrogate our 3 and 5-year-old is that, don't worry, kids don't remember stuff, which just also, besides being pathetically, sociopathically insane, not to care about the well-being of kids, just demonstrably false.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that the most formative years of a child's life is around that age of 4, 5, 6, 7, when kids really take in their environment and develop who they become as people. Pretending as if
so true. It's so wild to watch a kid go from not being able to speak to develop a personality. It really is. It's something. It's definitely something really fun to watch.
Interrogating my 3 and 5.
I think that's an understatement. She's pretty stupid. I think she is incredibly stupid, incredibly dumb. Like I'm trying to think of somebody who's pretty stupid that she makes look really smart. But nobody's popping out to me right now. Nobody's popping out to me. Yeah, if you guys hear Kat coughing in the background, she's suffering. She's a teacher, so she tends to get a lot of sickness sent around. But she's on antibiotics, so let's hope she feels better. Exactly, Valerie. At that age, they watch what people do and they just react. They absorb it and they just redo it in their own version. But they are little sponges. They take in everything they see. So for her to say that that's not going to affect the kid is like, first off, it shows that she's probably never dealt with children. First off, secondly, I don't really know what else to say. She's just incredibly stupid. All right, let's keep going.
5-year-old sons couldn't possibly cause any damage because they can't remember is the most insane, monstrous thing I could even imagine somebody to say about this. And it's just beyond being insanely dumb. It's just callous, pathetic, and, well, really speaks for itself. It's the dumbest thing I think I have ever heard. Now,
that's pretty bad considering who Ethan's covered in the past. That's pretty high praise for him to say that's the dumbest thing he's ever heard. That should just show you just how incredibly stupid Denham's actually is. It's like another level. It's almost impressive how incredibly stupid she is.
Moving to Reddit, this whole theme of needing to call CPS on my kids is something that takes place on Reddit, originally from a subreddit called H3H3.
Okay, so this is where we're going to get into the Reddit stuff. I think that aside from the fact that Denham's is completely dumb, this is probably the most important part of this whole entire video right here. And it's going to back up a lot of what I've been saying for months now, ever since I dropped the Scammer Payback stuff. This is where you're going to see that almost unanimously every single content creator ever is going to be having an issue with Reddit because Reddit is so incredibly biased, so incredibly manipulative that even H3H3, who is probably in agreement with a majority of things that get said on that site, is still getting completely screwed by this. Just because something isn't remembered doesn't mean it can't affect proper development. Exactly, JJ Stigl. I agree 100%. Because those traumas can live underneath the surface. And even though you might not remember details, you can also, you could just feel that there was something bad that happened around that time that can affect you for a long time. And welcome to the stream.
This subreddit, they have doxed us, harassed our employees, our Teddy Fresh employees who are not even related to the show, gone after crew members' parents, my parents, basically every conceivable way that you can be harassed, these people have done it. Actually, the subreddit was closed indeed, however, not by Reddit. According to Reddit, this subreddit is still fully open and operational and is committing breaking no rules. What actually happened is that somebody within their community started informing on them, and we have these screenshots, which I have not shown before, but I'll show them to you now. Here, one of the mods is talking about a person named Sturgeon, which is also a co-mod, and here they say, Adi explained to me that Sturgeon had made a fake post, the quote Ramadan post, and had become more and more unhinged. Here the mods are talking about another fellow moderator of theirs and actively covering up the fact that their mod faked a post on the H3 Snark subreddit. What happened was this story got picked up that we were banning people wishing a happy Ramadan. We were removing the posts and banning them. And this whole narrative of me being Islamophobic started to form on their subreddit and getting picked up by shit tier content creators who don't give a fuck about anything.
Yeah.
And we look through our mod mail. We search through it to see, well, this.
A lot of people on YouTube, like this is a big issue, I think, is that they will do whatever they can just to get noticed. So they'll start crap with people just to try to like help elevate themselves, not truly even caring about what they're talking about. I bet these Redditors are the same people to label you a fascist for being remotely right-wing. Exactly, DKC. That's exactly who these people are. I think that what happened is once Elon Musk bought X, they needed a place to all go, and they all ended up running to Reddit. Because you can't be shocked to see that Reddit, right after Elon Musk bought Twitter, that's when that place truly became a cesspool. So they probably all were like, well, we just lost X, so now we need to go somewhere else. And I think they just all ran to Reddit. Go to Reddit. If you don't believe me, go to Reddit, find a subreddit that discusses like culture things, and then see what happens when you slightly disagree. You're going to be downvoted into oblivion. Did Asman briefly cover this? He's been mostly on the stuff I've seen. Asman covers been mostly like politics related. I'm sure he did though, because Asmongo literally reacts to everything. He literally reacts to everything. So that man does not leave his computer. Does not leave it, and he's making a fortune too. So good for him. Good for him.
Post, was it ever made? Because that's certainly not something we would ever do. And sure enough, there's zero record of it. It was completely fabricated. And when we said that it was completely fabricated, surprise, surprise.
Yeah, don't. Gypsy, don't. I'm telling you, don't go there. It's just a bunch of. It's very depressing. I mean, there's some subreddits where there's some decent people, but the majority of it is incredibly censored. They only let you say what there's no free speech whatsoever on Reddit, because you get banned so fast for even slightly going against the grain in any subreddit. You know, it's crazy to me.
Person who posted it erased their account and erased the thread and completely disappeared. Yet the
JJ Siegel says X is a right-wing echo chamber now, and Reddit is a left echo chamber. Yeah. I can't agree with that. I mean, the majority of people on X probably are conservative, but there are still left people on there because X still is, in my opinion, the town square. I think you're going to mostly run into conservative people on X. I would definitely say it's probably like 70-30 in favor of conservatives, because what happened is when Elon Musk bought it, all the conservatives came flooding back into X, like because they were all going to other places around the internet. And then once that opened back up to them, they all came flooding back. And people who weren't even on X before came back to watch all the chaos unfold too. And I think the X is a huge reason why Trump ended up winning, to be honest with you. Fabiola K says, I don't even know what Reddit is. Good. Keep it that way, Fabiola. You don't want to.
Rumor continued to persist on their subreddit. It was never moderated. In fact, it was completely covered up by the mod team of H3 Snark. Here they are. Here's the mods doxing our office. Yes, this is actually
straight doxing
a real
going on
screenshot.
here.
Hi, I know you're on break, so I'll just drop this info here in case you need it in the future. We found the H3 studio and Teddy Fresh actual address. On the right is H3, on the left is TF. Studio listing, here's the link. It's identical to the H3. Here's their address. This is fucking insane.
So that didn't take place on a Reddit. That looked like Discord to me. But still, there's people that are literally gathering information for God knows whatever reason. Now, this is a guy who the majority of his points of view are probably somewhat more in line with what these people believe in. And this is how they're treating him for disagreeing on one thing. One thing. The Israeli-Palestine conflict. This is what they're disagreeing with him on, and this is how they're treating him. You know why they're treating him this way? Because I guess they know that he doesn't have like the support that, you know, somebody on the conservative side would have when it comes to a lot of this stuff, which I think is why they're going so hard after him, because they know that he's exposed right now, you know. But there's a war going on in the left side of the aisle, and for the good of America, I hope that Ethan Kline's side wins. I do, because that when I was liberal, that's the kind of politics I kind of looked at. Is, you know, I wanted the best for everybody. But eventually it just became, you know, Antifa, it became violence, it became hating everybody. And I couldn't stick around and do that anymore. So I eventually just went center right, and that's kind of where I'm at now. And it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me that they're treating one of their own like this, you know, because of one topic. One topic. I'd be blocked the first minute. Yeah, we'd all be blocked the first minute on Reddit.
These are the moderators. This isn't even like the community members.
Wow, mods.
These are the people running
chats.
the fucking subreddit. These people are knowingly putting us and employees in danger by sharing this address with each other with malicious intent. So
does this remind you of any other situation I've covered in the past? Maybe Scammer Payback. There was a Discord going around with people trying to show where Scammer Payback's headquarters were, how to get there, what they could do to you know, organize protests or whatever. It's scary. It is scary because you're immediately jeopardizing people's real lives in real time.
Once I started discussing that we had an informant in their ranks that was sending
I do
me
have
this
good
kinds
mods.
of stuff.
My mods would never do this shit.
Surprise, surprise. The moderators deleted their accounts and voluntarily closed the subreddit. Fascinating. After H3 Snark closed down, all the users migrated to another subreddit, H3H3 underscore productions. And if you can believe it, the H3H3 underscore productions subreddit is actually even more insane because there's no active moderators. I encourage you guys just to hop on over to H3H3 underscore productions and just...
These like I can never remember the word when I need it. But these people who organize to go after creators are the saddest motherfuckers ever, dude. I'll be honest with you. This is on an H3H3. See, if I was a guy who was a fan of Ethan and I was like, oh, I'd see this r/H3H3 Productions, I'd be like, oh, it must be a fan page. Let me go get in here and see what's going on. And then you're going to see nothing but hate towards him. And this is a tactical move on their part because what they're doing is they want people who are currently fans of H3H3 to come into there thinking that they're going to be talking about the show or whatever topics they're talking about. But what they're actually going to get is nothing but a bunch of people talking about how terrible Ethan Kline is, how terrible H3H3 is, so that they can try to convince these people to stop watching. This is like what they're trying to do. They're trying to restrict his reach. All because H3H3 doesn't support total destruction. Exactly, board games. That's exactly what this is. It's exactly what this is. He can agree with 99.9% of what they believe in, but that 0.01% is too much for them to handle, and they must destroy him now. And this happens to a lot of people. This isn't like exclusive to Ethan Kline. We're hearing about it now because he's so big, but this happens to so many people that you never hear about. It happened to me, happened to so many other people that are just simply not left enough.
Just look through it. Read the comments, look through the posts. You're not going to believe
go for
what you see
4.
there.
You got to have a nice even
If you want to
number,
take a walk through memory lane, go over to H3 Snark 2 and see what the posts that are left up there and enjoy.
I feel like if I did, they'd ban
Just to give
me.
you an idea about the CPS thing, here's an excerpt from the new Snark page, an exchange of great minds. All I know is that the more he's fucked with, the less he pushes Israeli propaganda. Therefore, I can only conclude that it is a good thing and that it must continue. The ethics of it mean absolutely nothing to me. A response, you summarized it pretty much. Now,
And
this
look
is
at the
all taking
upvotes.
place on Reddit. Active brigading harassment to the actual point of trying to break up our family and call CPS.
Yep, they
Has
did.
Reddit done anything?
DC.
Despite us complaining, making noise, reaching out for the past 2 years about this snark community, worse. I believe, and I will show you why, that Reddit is colluding with, protecting with the moderators of this snark community. I believe that there's admins that work inside of Reddit that are members of this community and actively protecting it.
Yes. Yes, 1,000 times yes. And I don't think that this is the only community that that's in. I think this is also YouTube drama, that the same frigging thing is happening. This is why nobody likes Reddit. And if you do, you're probably just a troll who loves destroying people. Like, that's it. That's it. But this is so true. This is so important too, and I'm so glad. And this happened to Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast pointed this out too, and Reddit was like, "Oh no, no, we're not gonna. That's not us at all." This is so many ones that decide the fates of influencers. It's almost like they're like the Gestapo trying to control what influencers are gonna be favorable and which ones aren't. You used to be able to use Reddit to like help promote your videos, and sometimes Reddit would help your videos go viral. But now they're designed as campaigns to go against people.
I will show you my evidence. The first thing is that Hila works with a management company who has a connection to Reddit community managers. We first went through them, an official channel, to say, hey, this snark is out of control. They're harassing us all. They're definitely violating your site rules. Can you look into it? A day later, guess what? The snark page was permanently closed. Hooray, we said.
This part is fucking insane.
That was awesome. All we needed was one person to take a look at it, and obviously it wasn't compliant with the rules. Well, 3 days later, the snark page was reinstated fully, and they made this post to celebrate. H3 mod announcement. We're back after a much needed break. We are just a group of volunteers, and we appreciate your patience.
That's their go-to every time. We're just a group of volunteers. We don't get paid to do this. We just those subs get the most clicks. Why would they take them down? Because I think that. Are you talking about the subreddits? They wanted it down because it was basically targeted harassment towards H3H3. If that's what I think you're saying in the thing, but. So there's just so much misinformation on these subreddits. That's the problem. There's just like slander, misinformation, constantly ongoing, uncontested. I'm doing a video right now that's kind of discussing what happened to another influencer that'll be coming out in the next week or two. It's honestly gross. How many careers these Reddit communities have destroyed is probably countless, because we don't even know of the streamers that were probably popular who've been victimized by this.
Our relationship with Reddit is currently better than ever, and we're in good communication with the admins. Now, that to me stood out quite tremendously, considering that our subreddit was 600,000 users. The second biggest podcast subreddit on the entire site behind Joe Rogan has never had contact with admins. They have never reached out to us. So why is it that the admins are in constant contact with this small niche subreddit dedicated to harassing people? But we, one of the biggest subreddits on the website, have not heard a single word from them ever. When someone created a snark page dedicated to Hassan Piker, it was immediately deleted for harassment. Take a look. The subreddit was banned due to a violation of Reddit's content policy against harassing content. So it's harassing when it happens to Hassan Piker, but it's okay.
I was saying it takes a lot to get Reddit to do something, because hateful subreddits get a lot of traffic and money is more important than stopping. Yes. Okay, JJ, you're right. You're absolutely 100% right. Reddit loves the hate. They're hate baiters, hate mongers, and they know that, like, you want to complain, go to Reddit. You want to actually have a constructive conversation. I don't really exactly know where you would go to find that online at this point. Like, even X is just a troll farm, but X, I guess, is probably your best bet, at least, of finding someone who might like have a fair point, I guess. But yeah, Reddit, you're just going to find echo chamber after echo chamber. You're absolutely right.
Great behavior when it happens to Ethan Kline. What's with the double standard? What about Trisha? Trishyland was a huge snark subreddit. It was super active, and these people were really nasty. Trishyland was also banned. The reason given is this subreddit has been banned for excessive copyright removals. Now, that's specifically interesting and extremely suspect, considering we've performed dozens of copyright strikes on the snark subreddit. We have removed dozens of posts. All the posts we removed had zero commentary or specifically stated that their intention was to steal and siphon views from our property. Besides being granted dozens of DMCA takedowns, Reddit has actually had the nerve to serve us counter notifications on these, or to downright reject dozens and dozens of legitimate DMCA requests outright. Now, how the fuck does Trisha get her subreddit removed for copyright infringement? Meanwhile, when I try to do DMCA takedowns on the subreddit, they literally get denied by Reddit. It's my opinion that the stated reason of repeated copyright infringement.
All right, I'm sorry I brought up SP. All right, let's not go down that rabbit hole again. All right, I know not everybody in the chat agrees with what happened there, but yeah, I don't want the chat to turn into a big argument.
Is a total cover-up. Listen to Trisha in her own words describe how she got her snark permanently banned from Reddit.
It's like one of the downsides about being online.
That's Christy Carlson Romano. Love her. Love her.
I'm sure. And then when you become a mom, I'm curious about how you're seeing and feeling about, if you don't mind. Yeah. You don't have to answer this, but like it's one thing for you to like insult me or like the work I've done or me leaning into nostalgia, but it's another thing that if you bring my kids into it, like I'm gonna throw hands.
Yeah.
And
it's
I'm
a whole
gonna
different thing.
find your profile. I'm not just gonna block it.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, dude. Look at her. Oh my God. Maybe it's because I was just looking at Christy Carlson Romano for a little while and she's gorgeous. But when they flip over to the next, I almost feel like I'm looking at a gorilla, like some type of primate animal. That is terrifying. That is terrifying to me. Adam 22 had slept with her. Oh my God, dude. How this... All right, we're not going to go down that. We're not going to lower ourselves to that, but yeah, that I don't know. God dang. It's just so much makeup. Looking like RuPaul over here. It's like straight looking like a RuPaul.
Dude, I found him. I did a whole documentary on Reddit. I had a horrible snark Reddit that was like posting pictures of her doctor, like all this stuff like that, like just making fun of her, like showing where her future schools would be.
Motherfucker.
Yeah. So I did a whole documentary. I had a whole crew come out. It was like a month process, and I did this whole documentary. I like hired a private investigator.
So
like
you did a
everybody.
troll hunter.
Yeah.
Like,
1,000%.
Yeah, she looks swollen. Nah, she has changed, not in a good way. You know, she's completely lost her whole damn mind. I mean, she's gone, like, I don't even know. I mean, she's Trisha Paytas. I don't know what else to say other than that. She's never going to be impressive. Is she dressed like him, like Kim Possible or something? I think so, because that's who Christy Carlson Romano played or was the voice actress of. So maybe she did it as kind of like a fun thing, but I don't remember Kim Possible ever looking anything like that. I don't remember her looking at anything like that. That would be a whole different show. That'd be like, I can't think of a good pun for it, but
1,000%. And ultimately, I don't even know if it'll come out because it worked now. All my snark Reddits are taken down. The minute one is created, it gets taken down within 20 minutes.
They're like, yeah, we don't fuck with Trisha.
Yeah, I don't know. I called Reddit. I went on this like website to get everybody who worked at like Reddit. I like said, this is.
I've done all of that and more over a longer period of time, 2 years, with escalating levels of harassment. Why was it that Trisha and Hassan's were taken down, but mine remains up? Why did Reddit list the reason as copyright infringement when the actual reason was harassment, as explained by Trisha? By the way,
I don't know, Ethan, have you tried just caking shit tons of makeup all over your face and then, I don't know, like doing a sex video with Adam 22? Maybe that'll work for you. 90% on title transfer listening to you is helping me relaxing my brain. Thank you, Sarah. We're happy to be here for you. Happy to be here. It's like a bad Jessica Rabbit. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Like the worst Jessica. Not a bad Jessica Rabbit. The worst Jessica Rabbit.
DMCAs are written by my attorney. It's not even some like ragtag bullshit where I do it myself. My attorney writes it out, well-reasoned, well-sourced, and Reddit ignores it. How is that possible? This is one of my favorite examples.
Reddit is going to get sued one of these days, and I think they need to get sued just so people can look into what's actually going on over there, because whatever's going on over there, it's probably the most corrupt company in all of the internet. Reddit is by far the most corrupt company.
We made a subreddit called Snark to make fun of Snark.
Okay, so this particular, I'm going to go back a second, but this particular story here is probably the greatest indicator of just how corrupt Reddit actually is. So I want you guys to pay, I'm going to let this whole part play out, because this here is, in my opinion, the smoking gun of this whole entire video in regards to Reddit being a complete and utter total disgrace.
well-sourced, and Reddit ignores it. How is that possible? This is one of my favorite examples. We made a subreddit called Snark to make fun of snark subreddits in general. And the community was actually starting to pick up steam and become pretty active. Well, it was removed. Why was it removed? For harassment. But wait, it gets even better. A few days later, maybe a week later, it's back open. And the moderator now that owns the subreddit is a user named Shredder Cheese, which is a mod for H3 Snark. Shredder Cheese is a reference to a story they love to tell about how I killed my beloved dog Shredder by feeding him cheese. The mod for H3 Snark named Shredder Cheese is now the owner of Snark. How, Hila asks. I would also like to know, how the fuck is that possible? What the fuck is going on? Of all the harassment.
In case you guys didn't get what just happened there, H3H3 created a subreddit called Snark that was designed to basically make fun of Snark channels, because I guess it was like their way of kind of like sticking it back to the H3H3 Snark subreddit. It was closed and was told that it violated Reddit's policies, right? So they ban it permanently. Snark gets reopened again, but this time with the moderator owning it being from the H3 Snark subreddit. He didn't even start this. All right, Ethan did. So how in God's green earth does somebody who owns a completely different subreddit all of a sudden own the subreddit that Ethan Kline created? Do you guys see just how absolutely corrupt this is? That means, and that's why he thinks that there's somebody who works at Reddit who has the ability to take ownership of these particular subreddits and give them their own ownership of it. They gave them their ownership of their subreddit that they created with all the people that they've gathered. It is insane. It is absolutely insane. So they turned Snark into another anti-Ethan Kline subreddit. How do owners switch on Reddit? That's the problem, Gypsy. It's not supposed to happen. Like that. If I created a subreddit, right, and then that subreddit got terminated for breaching terms of service on Reddit or whatever, like say my EG Lately subreddit got banned for whatever reason, it got deleted. But then I turn around in 3 days and my EG Lately subreddit is back up, but I'm not a moderator on it. In fact, I have nothing to do with it. My mod credentials have been completely removed, and now it is owned by someone who absolutely hates me. Tell me how that even works. Tell me how that is, like, how does something like that even happen?
Harassing posts on the new Snark, the reports are being denied. Now, let me show you an example of one of the posts, just one of many, that Reddit refused to remove. The title is, "I'm calling CPS on Ethan again." It says, this time because his kids are around Zionists, which is a high predictor for baby murder. This is a post that is still up on this subreddit that was reported, and Reddit admins reviewed this and said, no, this is compliant.
Yeah, okay. Like, they just literally said that Ethan Kline is a baby murderer. And they're like, nope, we don't see anything hatred here. We don't, they clearly have an agenda over there. I don't know what more proof he can lay out to show you just how completely effed Reddit actually is.
In closing, let's take a look at Reddit's #1 rule for using their site. #1 rule. Remember the human. Reddit is a place for creating community and belonging, not for attacking marginalized or vulnerable groups of people. Everyone has a right to use Reddit free of harassment, bullying, and threats of violence. Community.
Boy, that doesn't exist. There's entire communities dedicated to trying to ruin people's lives.
And users that incite violence or promote hate based on identity or vulnerability will be banned. This post does not violate rule #1, according to people that work at Reddit and have reviewed it manually.
Wow.
At first, I thought I was crazy. I was like, there's no way Reddit is actually colluding to protect them. But after 2 years passed and the shit just keeps piling up, there's literally no other conclusion that could explain this. In my content nuke, I explore the idea that Twitch has been ideologically captured. And the people in that company are using their terms of service selectively as a form of activism. They come down hard against people that they disagree with politically, and they ignore, protect, elevate the people that they do agree with politically. Something happened recently that's going to blow your mind. I started running reruns of Content Nuke on my Twitch channel as a form of protest, being petty, honestly, and just wanting people on Twitch to see the video I made. Well, wouldn't you know it, if on the same day we launched it, our stream was closed for 30 days. We got a suspension for 30 days. That's pretty severe. What is it that we did wrong? Encouraging or glorifying extreme violence.
Wow.
So to get this...
So he was running his episodes of the Hassan Content Nuke as a way of protesting Twitch's like basically biased representation of things, and he got banned for it.
Straight. My video showing Hassan supporting terrorism got me a 30-day ban for encouraging and glorifying extreme violence. Hassan's footage...
Thank God for YouTube. That's all I'm going to say. Thank God for YouTube. Without YouTube, all this stuff would go uncontested. Like, YouTube is by far the most... Okay, aside from like maybe Rumble, who just lets whatever go on their site. YouTube, in my opinion, is one of the last platforms that allows people to still share their opinions without completely just straight banning them. I heard EG thanks God for Twitch. Only for you, Carla. Only for you. But I forgot I'm on Twitch. I'm probably gonna get banned for this, just for even criticizing Twitch. Hassan really is a golden boy, isn't he? Yeah, golden jackass. That's what he is. Can he sue for slander? I wonder if I were to play Ethan Kline's Content Nuke on repeat on my Twitch, if it would get me paid too. I don't care enough about Ethan though to probably do that, but I do care about people's kids, and that's why I'm doing this. If it wasn't for the fact that Ethan is getting absolutely railroaded through this, I probably wouldn't really. I'd be like, well, you kind of made your own bed laying it. But the fact they're going after his kids, I feel the need to speak up about it. Not that my voice really means anything to anybody except for like you guys. I don't know. It's just something about this that really, like, as a father, just really, 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 really bothers me. Really bothers me. Because some people are going to see this and then they're going to go, oh, why would we want to swap people and possibly go to jail when we could just call CPS and on anybody who's got a kid and, we can harass them the same. Can he sue the person that called CPS for defamation? They got to find out who did it first. A lot of people think Denims did it. A lot of people are suggesting that Denims called, which wouldn't shock me because she has her brain probably works about as fast as, a 1980s, I don't even know how to, like, it works like a clock. Like every, it's not a loading bar. I was gonna say like a 1983 computer, but that would be giving her too much too much credit. She wishes she had a 1983 computer brain. See you, Tina. Thank you. Does he have allergies or something? He has I think he's got Tourette's. That's why he does like that and like the like crazy eye twitching and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure that he has like Tourette's, which is why he does that. But yeah. It's just insane. It's just this whole story is just absolutely crazy to me.
Of him doing it on their platform and actually encouraging terrorism, no punishment. How the fuck can you be this blatantly, pathetically obvious? They don't care. Nothing's changing. They don't care. They're spitting in our fucking face. They're flaunting it. They don't give a fuck. I got banned for 30 days for showing his content that he wasn't punished for. Make it make sense. And, people go, oh, it was automated. It was probably a mistake. Well, fair enough, right? And that's why I appealed it. And within a few hours, I got the answer on the appeal. Your account was recently suspended for encouraging or glorifying extreme violence. And a member of our team has reviewed your appeal. And after taking a look into the details of your case, we have determined that your account will remain suspended due to your violation of our community guidelines.
Well, mic drop. Oh, who reviewed it? Hassan? Did Hassan review it? I wonder if the people who work there literally are told, if it has to do with Hassan, don't punish anybody if they go against Hassan and them. At this point, I could, aside from the fact that Carla likes to watch me over on Twitch, like, I could care less if I am still on Twitch. Nobody, other than Carla, nobody watches me over there. You know, I care about my YouTube. That's about it. And I think that YouTube's fair. You know, I really do. I mean, you have to do some pretty messed up stuff to get banned from YouTube, but I would probably be devastated if I got banned permanently from YouTube. But if I got banned permanently from Twitch, I just kind of feel like it's almost like a way of life at this point. The response could still be automated, even though they said it was reviewed. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever they're doing over there on Twitch, though, is not working. Jeff Bezos needs to come in and just clean house in that place. They're gonna fold in on themselves, and nobody's gonna want to stream over there. You're gonna have like Hassan, and like it's amazing that Asmongold hasn't been banned for a lot of the takes that he has, because he's being fair over there, and it seems like they hate that shit. It seems like they absolutely hate that on Twitch.
I have never been so black-pilled in my life. I feel like I am trapped and that the world has gone fucking insane. This shit is bananas. What is happening? And I feel that I'm getting the same treatment now from Reddit. Now, I know they're both San Francisco-based tech companies, but did you know that these two companies in San Francisco, their headquarters are blocks away from each other? It's just interesting.
I wonder if they run down.
Interesting because it shows.
Like Twitch runs over to Reddit. Hey, got anything good? No. But do you like H3? No, we don't like him. We don't like him either. Okay, let's make his life a living hell. Bet. Let's get coffee. Great.
There's some culture happening in this tech space. I think that these people are all very similar minded. I think that's what this is telling me.
And keep in mind, this is a guy who has leftist beliefs. Like, this is a guy who actually believes and agrees with the majority of things said by the left. And this is how they treat him. This is what they've put one of their own through just for disagreeing on one thing. Isn't that crazy? Do you wonder why so many people are fleeing to the conservative side? I think not. Sandy Franning can suck a fat one. Yeah, poop Francisco. Come to San Francisco where you can literally poop on the street and people will applaud you. We paid $1 million for a toilet. San Francisco used to be like Full House, Rice-A-Roni. Now it's just turds on the street and corrupt companies.
Because you got to fit in. If you're going to work at one of these tech companies, you got to fall in line. You know what I mean? You got to be one of the good guys. Actually, I found out that
the
our
J.K.
stream
Rowling
got
treatment. Good
suspended for 30 days live on the podcast.
Because it's your account.
Yeah, follow
your
or
account's
be
currently
punished.
Suspended. To view more information about your
Here, I got
enforcement,
it.
file an appeal. Okay.
Oh my God! It got banned for encouraging or glorifying extreme violence.
Whoa.
Yeah, he agrees with the pronoun stuff. I mean, I'm going to show you guys some people who've had like falling outs. Some people who are getting like actively a big dose of reality since this has come out, including my boy Tip. Tippy's been going through hell today on X because of all this shit.
That's fucking
wow.
That's Hassan's content that's on your platform that he didn't get in trouble for.
Isn't that wild? Isn't that wild? They ban Ethan for playing Hassan's content that Hassan has never been banned for, but Ethan gets banned for. That right there sums up the absolute complete ridiculousness of this whole entire thing.
Holy fuck!
How long is the ban?
Well, it should be only a day ban, right? In theory.
Wow.
In theory, it should be no ban because it's his content.
Guys, I got a 30-day ban.
30 days?
30-day, and I didn't even say 30-day ban. I mean, it was worth it to do this just for this. I'm surprised that they're this pathetic.
Yeah, because I genuinely am too. That's a manual ban too.
Now, after our appeal was denied, the story started to go viral for its blatant, obvious, laughably absurd hypocrisy, at which point they panicked and unbanned our stream with an apology. We're so sorry for the inconvenience. We made the wrong decision. Well, somebody made the wrong decision manually twice.
But guess what? I guarantee you that person's never going to get in any trouble, ever. Because they're probably told to do it. And then it's not. See, here's the problem, right? This happens to so many creators. And the only reason that he's getting any kind of special treatment is because he has millions of followers, millions of subs, millions of watchers. But if this happens to creators like myself every day, every day, and they never get heard out because they don't have the following to get something moved like this. It is insane. Hassan did get a one-day ban for saying people should in Minecraft, the senator. Yeah. 1 full day for suggesting murder. Brilliant Twitch. You're really doing great. You're doing a great job over there. Trust me when I say that. I feel like any day now I could get banned on Twitch because I'm very critical of them. You know, I think that this is why Kick is doing so well. Kick never would have gotten started if Twitch did their job. And like, we're fair. We're actually fair and applied the rules to everybody. But no, they're very selective about it.
You want to fucking explain that shit? So here we are, where it's acceptable to call child protective services on people as an act of political protest on a website, Reddit, in which they do not care, they protect it, they enable it. I have a meeting with CPS on Wednesday where they're going to talk to my fucking children. Twitch is banning us for showing Hassan promoting terrorism. Ban me for 30 days, no punishment for him. What the fuck is going on?
Yep.
As I prepare to meet CPS agents to talk to our children, I wonder,
see you, Gypsy. Thanks for hanging
has
out.
this gone too far? And how much worse can it get before something is done about it?
Very bad. Very, very bad. Now, I do want to do Ethan's content nuke, but I'm not going to do it right now because it's an hour and 43 minutes long. So that I'm going to dedicate that to a whole other stream. Now, with that said, I do want to show you guys some of the things that have been going on today, specifically with Tipster, because he decided this morning to stick up for H3H3, and he has been getting absolutely torn apart for it. So it happened this morning, and of course he's throwing in his little gaming stuff too, but this is the kind of stuff that is happening here. I'll skip like his little gaming stuff, but sorry, we were in it. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so this is where it starts here. So Tipster says, I'd rather not have someone following me who is okay with fraudulent CPS calls being made and against a family as a tool targeted harassment. No thanks. I'll pass on that bullshit because Denims was actually following Tippy. So he blocked her, which, you know, and Tipster's pretty left-leaning. He's pretty left-leaning. But he's open-minded. Like, he knows that I tend to lean right, but he still seems to be, you know, he still seems to engage in good faith talks with me, you know? So let's click it. Let's see what people say. So this is him basically sticking up for the fact that he doesn't think that it's fair for people to send CPS to Ethan. So Tipster replies, he says, as I've said before, I'm no fan of Ethan Kline, and I have my own personal issues and disagreements with him. But these attacks against his family cross the line for me. I'm morally consistent on this kind of disgusting behavior, even when the target is someone I personally dislike. And I'm with him. I'm in the same boat as him. Like I've said before, I'm not a huge fan of Ethan Kline, but what's happening to him is total bullcrap. Total bullcrap. Obviously, I responded. I said, totally agree. What an absolutely terrible thing to do to someone. CPS is not a tool. It's there for kids' best interests. And it's obviously that we've talked about that. Someone says, good times. Wait, huh? She was the one who started that. And then Tipster says, no, but she made the excuses, which she did. Good, but also I don't care. Fair enough. Attention whoring on Twitter. This is not an airport. You don't have to announce your departure. I'm not going to read that comment because that's it's a little too spicy for this stream, I would say. This, oh my God, yes. Cry out for vengeance against those. Cry out for vengeance against those keeping you in bondage. This is my cry for Yahweh, for vengeance against them and the decree. I don't even know what the fuck this person's talking about. Based, but she clearly isn't. She had a whole segment about how she CPS is critically underfunded as well as just flat out not being in support of fraudulent calls. Yet she's okay with fraudulent calls towards H3H3. It makes no sense. So okay, so I kind of want to see what people responded to on this one. These people don't care about reality. They don't care about stances, what their stances are. They don't care what she's said or done. They'll just twist it to fit whatever narrative they want to tear someone down and try to pull themselves up. So this person's clearly sticking up for denims, which I honestly can't really understand. Yeah, but it's also all good to put kids through trauma because they won't remember it. She's pure shit. Yes, that comment right there is so true. Kids that are aged 3 to 5 years old don't form memories in a way to justify weaponization of CPS. You guys only hear what interests you. So true. Shut the F up. It's fine to harass people's children if they're under 5. She had a whole segment just dedicated to justifying weaponization of CPS, which she did. She absolutely did. So this story gets a little crazier. You know, he puts a little Mario Kart thing. Also, Pixie put out something saying Destiny has retained Andrew Brettler. Brettler has been the lawyer for Prince Andrew, Bill Cosby, and Danny Masterson. Wow. Good company there. He put this meme up here, denims tomorrow, after H3 dropped the video. And, you know, that does kind of look like denims a little bit. Chippy's been going off on Twitch today, or on X today, though. Tipster says, apparently, my support of Palestinians isn't valid because I don't condone harassing Ethan Kline's family. My support is only valid if I approve of the use of fraudulent CPS calls as a form of targeted harassment. How exactly does this free people of Gaza? I'm so confused. He's absolutely right. Again, this goes back to this issue where people are using... She needs more cleavage, Tip. Next time you got to put some cleavage in there for her. Tipster also said, going back to what he just said before, it goes back to that thing that if you disagree with even the slightest thing, you're not going to get approval from anybody. You're not left enough. It's pretty evident that there's a huge war brewing in the left, and it's going to be interesting to see who wins. Is the extremists going to win, or is the classic liberals going to win? It's going to be an interesting battle, for sure. The nutty thing is they think they're the good guys. And you're right, DKC, they do. They really believe that they're fighting for justice, which they're not. They're just see, their perspective is win any way you can, regardless of collateral damage. Make your point, whatever drastic, crazy thing you need to do to make your point, it's fair game. Because at the end of the day, you're trying to fight for justice. That's bullshit. Total bullshit. Tipster, apparently I look like a child molester because I don't support weaponizing CPS via false reporting to harass a man's family and children. These people really are the dumbest motherfuckers on the planet, aren't they? This person just said, please, you look like a child molester, please stop. Yeah, not a very valid criticism here. Couple Xbox things here. Thanks for the engagement. You could have just blocked them. Going out of your way to make full-on posts like this is just cringe and engagement farming. Who cares? He's a content creator. Of course he's going to. Your stream freezes. My YouTube stream freezed? Is it frozen right now? What's going on here? Is my stream frozen? It is. Your stream freezes? Okay. My YouTube stream freezed? It doesn't look like it's frozen right now. Hopefully it's just it's just only an issue with you. Although I am seeing that. Okay. For a second there, I thought I wasn't seeing any comments coming through, but it's just not as much posting. Let's see here. Speaking of cleavage, I saw they're attracting Rosanna again. Or they're attacking Rosanna again. Who's attacking Rosanna? I'm here for it, though. But thanks for hanging out over on Twitch, Fabby. Working fine for you guys? Okay, good. I wasn't sure, because I know that some of this stuff is pretty spicy, so... YouTube's usually pretty chill about this stuff, though. They let you kind of talk about whatever. And considering that I feel like I'm pretty laid back, I would be shocked if YouTube had banned me. Tipster says, see, it's not hard to disagree with someone and not resort to harassing their family and kids. I support Palestine fundamentally, disagree with H3's viewpoints, and I think harassing his family is evil. True. I mean, you could have sympathy for people of Palestine while also having sympathy for the people of Israel. You know, I don't think they're mutually, like, you just hope that the conflict comes to some sort of end at some point. Elon, okay, no, we don't need your anti-conservative stuff here, Tippy. Don't need it here. But that's essentially the deal right there, guys. It's pretty sad situation, incredibly crazy. We're gonna do the content nuke at some point. But yeah. Pretty nuts. Oh my god, a couple people, and I think Chud covered it last week. The Rosanna stuff. I'd be happy to take a look at it if it's not a long video. If it's not like a crazy long video, I'll be happy to take a quick look at it. If not, we might end up... I'll find out and send you the info. Okay, that'd be cool. So I think that'll probably be where I wrap things up with H3H3. Again, my final thoughts on it is just like the fact that people are doing that to him is disgusting, and something needs to be done about it. Luckily for us, Ethan Kline tends to get shit done. He does tend to get shit done. So, and Denims, I don't care how hot you are. You have the IQ of a... I don't know. I would honestly say that my dog is probably smarter than you are. I'd probably say that my dog is probably brighter than Denims is. If he had his own podcast, it'd probably be more, most likely like a much smarter experience for them. Yeah, I'm having a hard time getting used to this no beard, guys. What are we gonna do about that? It'll grow back fast, but once the 5 o'clock shadow comes in, it's gonna look good. It's gonna look good. I'll find out and send you that info. Awesome, Noon. All good here. Has anybody watched the new Daredevil? I liked it so far, but it's looking like Nerdrotic is saying he doesn't like it, which I'm shocked because I thought it was pretty good so far. IQ of a parsnip. So true. I'm just on my headphones and listening. Thank you, Daniel's crew. We really appreciate anybody who's not watching and just listening. I really appreciate y'all too. We try our best to be fair here, and we don't only cover drama too. We cover comic book stuff. We cover movies. So I hope that everybody's having a good time. Having at the expense of other people who are having a terrible time. It's very, very sad. Very, very sad indeed. Why is my messages icons were coming over into the icon TV? That's so weird. That was strange for sure. Don't pick on parsnips. Yeah, don't attach parsnips to her. It's an insult to parsnips everywhere, guys. It's an insult to parsnips everywhere. I'm here. I'm just lurking. Yeah, no worries, Blue Jay. No worries. I wasn't planning on doing a crazy long stream tonight because we do have... I do have a lot of work ahead of me with this other video that I'm putting together. It's going to be a pretty big deal. It's either going to completely help someone or it's going to... I don't know. But it does have the possibility of getting, in my opinion, picked up by some other if I do it well enough, it could get picked up by some reaction channels. Personally, I would love to see Chud cover it because I know that guy can be. I know that guy's pretty fair. He's a pretty fair guy. You know what? Let's do for fun. I'm kind of curious. Now, this would actually be an interesting thing to do here. Is break the streams up into drama and comic book stuff, because then I can leave the live stream up talking about Daredevil as part of the EG Lately one, and then leave the drama involving H3H3 up on Later with Lately, where we predominantly talk about drama. So I think I might do that. But I am curious to see why he doesn't like Daredevil, because I think Daredevil's been a great show. I think Daredevil's been a really good show so far. So, and I usually like Nerdrotic's opinion, so I'm very curious to see why he doesn't like this. So that's probably what I'm going to do next. Anybody who sends me anything, though, we'll keep it for Thursday. We'll keep it for Thursday, so the shadow will look good. Yeah, when it comes in and gives me that little line again, I'll have it in a day or two. But I'm curious what going on here.
It did.
So this video is called "They're Effing Daredevil Born Again Fails Miserably on Disney Plus. Fans are done." I personally thought the first 2 episodes were pretty good. What's up, Nancy? How you doing? Loved your video of Casey Anthony. Thank you, Daniel's crew. Nobody else liked it. Nobody else watched it. But I thought it was a pretty solid video, too. I think it's like me being myself, which I feel like I was kind of being my best self in that video, making fun of her and things. But hey, AG in chat over here with Blue Jay lurking. Thank you, Nancy. We appreciate that. So, as you guys know, I am a comic book. Well, I should withhold liking it before I watch it. So, I am a comic book fan. So, I kind of want to take a look at this video here by Nerdrotic Daily. Not to be confused with Nerd City, but Nerdrotic talking about this Disney Daredevil thing, because I just don't. I personally liked it. I'm kind of curious where he differs.
She-Hulk. I told you the story, and it's true. She-Hulk hit every metric to get a season 2, and the only reason it didn't was because of the fan backlash. And maybe Tatiana Maslany calling out the fucking CEO of the company too.
You know what's getting to season 2 and didn't hit any of the metrics?
I wasn't a really big fan of She-Hulk. Did anybody watch She-Hulk and see it and like it and thought it was good? I personally didn't. Anything new on Casey Anthony? I don't think she's posted anything since that last video. But for my Marvel fans in here, and I know there's a couple of you guys, have you guys started watching the Daredevil, or did you watch She-Hulk 2? Was that any good? Did you guys like that? I wasn't a big fan of it personally. I feel like it kind of made a mockery of most of the MCU.
Daredevil. Yes. Dude, they greenlit it and put it into production before they even premiered.
Yes.
Daredevil season 1. Yep. They were feeling really fucking good about this.
I tell you what, these episodes from the new writing team and showrunner better be fucking.
This is kind of like bonus content.
Fucking golden. Oh boy, I'll bring up the article from Variety.
I saw a tweet for this and I sent it to Friggy and I was like, what is your first thought? And now the tweet said, #Daredevil Born Again has debuted with 7.5 million views in its first 5 days on Disney Plus with its 2-episode premiere, making it the biggest streaming debut on the platform this year.
It's the only streaming debut.
I haven't watched any Marvel stuff since Doctor Strange, I think. Wow, Blue Jay. Yeah, well, we do talk about this stuff on here, so I kind of wanted to, since I'm live on EG lately, I can always, my goal here is to, keep some of the, have some of my live stuff actually talk about some of the stuff I do like talking about on EG lately, but then, have the drama stuff over on Later with Lately. And I can break up the streams that way, too, which I think is pretty cool. But 7.5 million views on Disney Plus is not actually a whole lot, considering that they're Disney, That's not a lot of people watching. But also, I think that if we're going to be fair about this, a lot of people wait for the show to be done before they watch it, because they don't, people have become so accustomed to being able to just, binge watch stuff that they don't want to wait episode by episode. So they just wait till the whole thing's done and then they sit down and watch the whole season. I got burnt out on superhero movies after Endgame. You picked the right time to leave, really, because it's been downhill since. Only keeping up with Arpat and Batman. Who's Arpat? Is that a superhero I know about? Arpat? Or is it Rapat?
I said that to him, and I was like, "What do you notice first?" He was like, "Why did they say this year?"
Yeah.
Because if they went last,
guilty of being a total badass. Chick Dugs approves this message.
The Daniels crew super chatted $5, saying good night to New Moon.
Oh, look at that. She paid to make sure that everybody heard Good Night to New Moon. That's so sweet. Thank you, Daniels crew. That's so sweet of you. Robert Pattinson, the actor. Okay, the Batman movie. That was pretty good. That was a pretty good movie. The Batman with Robert Pattinson. A lot of people weren't sure if he was going to be able to pull that off, but I think that he did a very good job, as Bruce Wayne. Because Bruce Wayne's it's like kind of hard character to play because usually the villains always get to steal the show by being like all crazy and off the wall. But I thought that he did a good job as Batman. Don't really like watching TV shows or movies anymore because I prefer reading and I can read quickly. See, that's good for you, Blue Jay, because I my ADHD, I'll read a page and then at the end of the page, I'm going to be like, what did I just read? So I got to like reread the page over again. And by the time I'm like on the third or fourth time trying to reread the same page, I give up reading. Although audiobooks, I think, are cool. And I think the audiobooks are a good way to like kind of work around that, having like ADHD and not being able to remember what you just read because you're thinking about something else while you're getting through the words.
See, Eric be fucked.
Yep.
Yeah, it premiered. The year was 2 months old when it premiered.
Making it the biggest premiere in March on Disney Plus. It's called Daredevil.
How long will this not say the biggest premiere of yesterday?
It reminds me when my oldest son came home with his friend from kindergarten one day. And he sat down and he sits down to Melissa. He goes, "Mom, this was the worst day of my life." And she was about to correct him. And then she went, "Well, wait a minute. He's only 5. It might have been the worst day of his life. It might have actually been the worst day of his life."
After the fucking Captain Falcon bullshit, I am actually getting really triggered.
Okay, so it seems like he's not like criticizing the show as much as he's criticizing the viewership because he does not like Disney at all right now.
By these
most people
stupid
don't
tweets that are like desperate to find whatever the biggest accolade is when they know, I know they know by making that the biggest accolades that they're like, yeah, this is doing shit.
Yep.
And the thing is, you'll see people replying to it like, "Oh, that's bitching. Yes, like amazing." You're just like, guys, can't you read? Like, why do you think they've said?
Wait a minute. Harry Potter star joins OnlyFans. What the hell? I'm sorry. I'm looking to the right. Lavender Brown is on OnlyFans. Holy shit.
Essential hair videos.
I was that girl who tricked Juan Reezy into loving me. Now you can see my boobies. Denims, right up next to denims.
Oh, let's move on. Daredevil Born Again enjoyed a strong launch on Disney Plus, according to the House of Mouse.
According to Disney.
Who said this though? Who said enjoyed it? This isn't attached to anything.
It says it right there as it says according to Disney.
No. That's
I will say,
the essential hair videos, I guess, would be like her, I guess, wearing something like sexy and maybe like playing with her hair. She did have really nice hair though. But I mean, come on, that's Hermione's, man. Like, don't get out of here with that. You all know that Ron Weasley belongs to Hermione. Like, what's up with that?
It's according to Disney.
The
Marvel show
Harry Potter homewrecker.
Okay,
it's a different paragraph, so it doesn't exist with the first quote.
Variety is saying that.
This is Giovanni's opinion. I guess.
Giovanni's opinion.
Okay. Giovanni's okay.
Giovanni.
Which, by the way,
it's not Emma Watson or the girl who played Luna, so who cares? You want to see the girl who played Luna do it? I guess so. I mean, it'd probably be pretty strange, but yeah, no, it's just that. See, I feel like the girls that have to resort to OnlyFans would probably be like one of the girls that are like a small supporting actress, and that's exactly what it was. She had like one moment in a Harry Potter movie where she was like a star. And she's trying to capitalize on it because she's probably not getting any acting roles, so she kind of had no choice but to kind of go for the OF route, I guess.
Strong launch doesn't feel very it's like strong launch, huh? Not like an amazing launch, like brilliant. It's like it's strong.
It's not. It's very weak.
It's not even strong, but yeah.
No. According to the House of Mouse, the
liked
Marvel
it.
television series drew
I liked the first 2
7.5
episodes.
million views in its first 5.
You know what show though everybody needs to go watch if you're into comic book stuff at all is Invincible. It is such a good show. It's very violent, but it is so good. Like it's almost like unfair how good Invincible is compared to like a lot of the stuff Disney's doing right now.
Days of availability on Disney Plus with a view defined as total stream time divided by runtime. That makes it the biggest streaming debut on the platform this year. Wait, it's no.
You know what? That's a fair point, DKC. OnlyFans is better than being a Hollywood hoe. I mean, listen, I'll tell you what. If Sydney Sweeney made an OnlyFans, she would probably be set for life. She'd probably make way more on that than she would in whatever movie she's going to be in next. And it's not like everybody hasn't seen her naked yet because she's been in, in Euphoria. She gets naked all the time. But that's what also made her career so big was her getting naked in Euphoria. That's why everybody is like obsessed with Sydney Sweeney now.
It's not the only one because Skeleton Crew.
Did that launch late last year or beginning of this year? I can't remember.
When was the first? Gary, can you just quickly look?
Gary, you look at Skeleton Crew. When did it launch?
December 2nd, 2004.
Okay, so this is the only television series this year.
All right. I like these guys, but I thought that they were gonna say like the show sucks. It just seems like they're more upset about the fact that they didn't get like they didn't get enough viewership. So, I can understand that. But I feel like most people are probably gonna check this video out. If you guys haven't seen this video, I'm not gonna cover it, but I just want to show you.
That resonates with me.
I just want to show you how good.
A whole lot more sense than going.
I'm probably
through
gonna become a
MPD,
member,
especially
of that channel too, by the way. I just don't have the money for it right now. If you guys haven't seen this video, I highly suggest checking it out. Nerd City is freaking awesome and a friend of the channel. So make sure you guys show him some love if you haven't seen it.
Chick Nugs approves this message.
Sarah Conagin Little Super Chatted $1.99. BTW, I've been a member for 7 months.
Let's go. 7 months. I like to hear it. Can't get enough of it. Let's go. And thank you to everybody who's new here tonight. Thank you guys for hanging out. Appreciate that. We're relatively small, but we have a good time. We have a good time here. So, that's how I feel. Yeah, so other than that, I don't know what else to even cover. Okay, this is what I wanted to see, the Born Again review that he did. Okay, so this is what I actually want to watch. YouTube didn't want you to know. Well, I know, okay? I know, and that's what's important. But I do want to see his review here of Daredevil.
Accurate as far
and
as
it's only 12 minutes long, so we're gonna watch this and then we can wrap stream. But I have personally, it's gonna be interesting to see how he feels about the show because I personally have liked Daredevil season 1. Actually, I liked all the seasons on Netflix. I've been enjoying episode 1 and episode 2 so far. I did not like Captain America. The new Captain America I thought was pretty trash. It's always nice to meet new people in the community. Yes, yeah. And we don't take ourselves too seriously. We do when we're talking about like crazy stuff, but for the most part, like we're pretty chill. We're a pretty chill group here. So, and what happened to Ethan's really unfair. Anyway, all right. So I want to hear Nerdrotic's Daredevil Born Again review and see if it aligns with a lot of the things that I believe. It's still early over here. Good. Keep it early.
Nerdrotic.com
Greetings, you over 1 million Hellions and the 40% who haven't subscribed yet. Netflix's Daredevil is quite simply the best thing Disney Marvel has ever produced. The only thing on par with it is Iron Man. It was the most comic accurate as far as nailing the tone of the characters is concerned. And incidentally, it's a show that Kevin Feige had nothing to do with, so Disney in their infinite wisdom decided to unceremoniously cancel it so they could do their own versions of Netflix adaptations on their own platform, which admittedly were about as accurate to the source material as your average Cleopatra documentary. The thought of bringing this show back to interact with the sludge that is Marvel Phase 4 and now Phase 5 was always going to be an uphill battle, but you know what didn't help? The cameos. Who could forget Daredevil's Walk of Shame and She-Hulk? The Kingpin was defeated by not only a teenager in Hawkeye, he was also brought down by a Native American deaf amputee. And they followed that humiliation up with some more in Echo, when the Kingpin is emasculated by the deaf amputee Native American Voltron, who reconnects him with his childhood trauma so he could have a good cry. So when Disney Marvel finally decided to put...
This is like fair. These are all fair criticisms, I believe. You know, you're trying to make Kingpin be like some major menace, street level wise, but then you let him. Everybody beats him. Everybody beats him, no problem.
Daredevil Born Again
But now
into its
it's supposed to be
initial
scary?
production of 18 episodes, it looked like we were going to get more of the same. More She-Hulk rather than Netflix. And then something magical happened. The worst time strike in Hollywood's history, but in this case, it might be the best time. Kevin Feige was forced to face his failures while never acknowledging them, particularly with the flop that was The Marvels, and then releasing a show they really didn't want to, Echo, right after that. Ultimately,
Echo... It was just a show that just didn't need to be made. Like, I get it, you know, they want to incorporate Native Americans into the Marvel universe, which is fine, you know, but it just felt so forced. Like, it felt so forced. Just hire a Native American to play a popular character or create a character that is better than Echo. But it's like, you know, I don't know. I personally, I did not like Echo.
it was an act of desperation that brought back some of the Netflix people, and they decided to reshoot and retool the entire series.
Good.
So here we are,
Best
6
move they
years
ever
later,
did.
with the release of the first 2 episodes of Daredevil Born Again, or Daredevil Season 4.
By the way, if you guys haven't checked out Nerd and you're into like nerd culture and comic book movies and stuff, he's awesome. So make sure you check him out.
And the only question anyone is asking is, did Marvel shit the bed? Surprisingly, so far, no, but it's not without its controversies.
We all have many sides. Good, bad. It's not that simple. The only difference between hero and villain, salvation and destruction, is which side you're on.
I'm excited to see who that guy is.
But I cannot see. I'm legally blind.
Now, technically, it's Daredevil Born again, because they've already done the Born Again storyline in Daredevil Season 3. And quite frankly, we get some repeated themes from the Netflix show. Matt Murdock and Wilson Fisk
Daredevil Born Again squared, baby?
are on parallel journeys to fight their inner nature. After the tragic events of the first few minutes of the very first episode that we'll get to,
which
Matt
blew
Murdock
me
has
away.
quit being
Blew me
Daredevil.
away.
And after the tragic events of Echo, not the tragic events within the show, the tragic events of the show, Kingpin has quit being Kingpin, who's been gone for a couple of years having a good cry and has now decided to come back to his favorite city to become mayor, running on an anti-vigilante platform. But let's not bury the lead here. The thing that's got everyone riled up, and yes, this is going to be a major spoiler just in case you've been living under a rock, or to be fair, busy, is the death of our beloved Foggy Nelson. The episode opens up with a happy Karen
That
Foggy
blew me
and
away when they killed him off in the first couple of seconds. I was like, in the first episode, I could not believe it. He definitely, I mean, I guess it set the tone that like they weren't messing around with this.
Matt heading over to Josie's bar to have a drink after work, and after Foggy receives a mysterious phone call from one of his clients that Matt can hear, client is feeling threatened in some way, and then we cut to Bullseye. How do we know? We see him kill a fly with a paperclip, which admittedly is pretty cool. Matt, having heard the entire phone call, offers to help and goes into Daredevil mode, and we go right into superhero action.
Yeah, hopefully I didn't ruin anything for anybody right there, but yeah, spoiler, a little late for it, but spoiler alert. But it was crazy. It was crazy because if you've watched the Netflix series, you've gotten to know him really well, and to take out like pretty much the next most important character to Daredevil in the whole show, really kind of just blew my mind. But the guy who plays Foggy Nelson, he's been in like Mighty Ducks, he's been in a lot of stuff. So I wonder if it was more like scheduling conflicts or him deciding that he wanted to take on a different role. other than the Foggy Nelson character that made him want to do this. But you know, I'm interested to find out more about why they elected to kill off Foggy, because he's such a important part of Matt Murdock.
Action. After some dodgy CGI as Daredevil jumps from rooftop to rooftop, Bullseye, who I got to stop right here. Disney Marvel, would it kill you to put him in a proper costume? He looks like he's in a scuba suit. Shoots Foggy Nelson and almost shoots Karen Page before Daredevil stops him. And after a lengthy and very good bar fight between Daredevil and Bullseye, that's supposed to look like one cut through the magic of film, but it really wasn't. All while Daredevil is listening to Karen plead and Foggy's heartbeat gets slower and slower. They both end up on the roof beating the crap out of each other until
I think I only watched 1 or 2 episodes of the Netflix series, but I don't really care about spoilers. All right, good. Now, I don't watch that stuff. I'm more of a true crime gal. That was a weird siren, huh? That only caught me off guard a little bit. What's up, Kangaroo? How you doing? We're just watching Nerdrotic's review of Daredevil Born Again, like the first 2 episodes, which is pretty crazy. So spoiler alert if you haven't seen it and you're planning on watching it.
Till Foggy's heartbeat stops and then Daredevil tosses him off the building, which is a bit of a callback to Daredevil 181 after Bullseye kills Elektra. Bullseye survives probably thanks to the experimental surgery he got at the end of season 3, but unfortunately, Foggy doesn't. Or does he? More on that later. Either way, as it stands right now, people are pissed. After that, there's a 1-year time jump and the show settles down a bit, and there's some good and there's some not so good. Now, according to the Daredevil Born Again showrunner Dario Scardapane, he said the MCU series has less navel gazing than the Netflix show. He elaborates the early show.
What does navel gazing even mean? I gotta look that up. What does navel gazing mean? Navel gazing means excessive and often unproductive self-absorption or introspection, typically used in a derogatory sense to criticize someone for dwelling on their own problems or thoughts instead of taking action. Fair. Less of that's good.
At its best was fantastic. At its worst, it's 2 characters in a room talking about what a hero is, which is a strange thing to say considering that Daredevil Born Again, the TV show, appears to be a story of Matt hitting rock bottom and then eventually donning the costume once he figures out what a hero is. And one of the best scenes in the first episode is between Matt Murdock and Wilson Fisk in the diner. Would that be a bit navel gazing? The hero and the villain sit down to talk. Mostly this.
Total badass. Chick Nugs approves this message.
Stacy Wamstecker subscribed to EG lately.
Thank you, Stacy. Welcome to the channel. I don't even know if you're in the stream.
Maybe understand each other, but the underlying theme of this conversation is Matt Murdock and Wilson Fisk are the masks that they wear in public, and they both warn each other not to show their true selves or they'll be hell to pay. And the scene could have been 10 out of 10, just Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio acting. And I was hoping against hope they wouldn't mention any of those previous appearances in garbage D+ shows, but they had to f it up by bringing up Echo.
Did she shoot you in the face? Yeah.
Now that could be interpreted as the showrunners clowning Echo, and I would very much like to believe that.
Yeah, but hopefully they're only mentioning that because that was in Hawkeye, which I think they want to be canon. But Echo, I don't know. Preferably, I don't think I'd want Echo to be mentioned, even though she did shoot him in the face in Hawkeye, which obviously is going to be canon because Hawkeye's a big character.
That unfortunately I don't, but if it were true, 10 out of 10 for style, but minus several million for good thinking. It's better to never bring it up again. But that's one of the biggest problems with these first 2 episodes. Vincent D'Onofrio is brilliant as Kingpin. Unfortunately, he's pigeonholed into a story due to the past events of Echo and Hawkeye. Now the Kingpin
is really good.
For mayor,
he is a really good
winning
Kingpin,
and then establishing himself.
What's up, NY Exit?
This brings us.
If you guys are coming in to see the Ethan Kline stuff. We just finished up covering that. I'm just doing like a bonus video checking out the Daredevil Born Again review from Nerdrotic. But if you guys go back, you'll get all my stuff with the Ethan Kline stuff because I know that that's the thumbnail right now. But so there you go. But welcome to the stream.
Now, I was very happy to find out that the original actress to play this role, who was going to be recast, but thanks to the strikes and the retooling, was brought back. But for this, they basically treat the Kingpin's return to Vanessa after a 2-year absence like Dr. Evil returning to number 2. She's essentially made Wilson Fisk's business not legitimate but bulletproof, which allows him to run for mayor, but she's not very happy that he's back. Oh, and by the way, she had moved on to another dude. Now, one of the best parts of the Daredevil Netflix show was the relationship between Wilson Fisk and Vanessa.
Sometimes he looks like the character he played in what you doing, girl? I smelled your shampoo when you went down there. Why you creeping? Why you be creeping down there? Oh, you need the clip? You can take the clip. But sometimes he looks like the character he played in Full Metal Jacket a lot more than he looks like Wilson Fisk's. Well, I mean, he did play him, but sometimes he looks more like his old self than he does typically. But he definitely is older now because Full Metal Jackets obviously was done a long time ago. But
she was ride or die. Now with this one, I'm taking a wait and see attitude, but I'm not entirely loving the direction. And yes, they do end up in marriage counseling.
Why
is
there a clip?
And they end up
coming
in
into my
counseling
face?
with Matt Murdock's new girlfriend, Heather Glenn, who is from the comics. And just to let you know, Matt Murdock's girlfriends in the comics are usually not long for
She's
this
doing
role.
stuff
And on
to
the
me to
Matt
see if you guys notice in the chat.
Murdock's side after this 1-year time jump, it's essentially a courtroom drama. We get to see Bullseye being sentenced, Karen Page moves to San Francisco, and then we meet the White Tiger, a character I always loved as a kid because he had a cool costume. Now when Hector Ayala was going home from work out of costume, he saw...
Oh, I heard EG was getting his toe sucked. Oh my god. How are you? We're doing really good. We're doing really good, and NY Exit. Well, aside from this random clip that seems to be harassing this stream right now, that is not me. That is somebody who is gonna get in a lot of trouble when this stream is done. That's what that is. No toe sucking, I swear. No sucking of any kind taking place, I promise.
A couple of dudes attacking somebody and tried to break it up, and he accidentally kills one of them, and it turns out that they were cops who didn't identify themselves. And now Matt has to defend the White Tiger while he's locked up in Rikers. And this is the courtroom drama portion of it, and what could have been incredibly boring wasn't. Now, unfortunately, Matt knows that Hector is telling the truth due to his senses, but he can't prove it, so they need to find the guy that the unidentified cops attacked. Matt gets to the witness just before the dirty cops show up, and they end up getting the shit kicked out of him by a Matt Murdock who gave into his inner nature. And the biggest takeaway is one of them had a tattoo with the Punisher logo. And this brings us to the first of one of my few concerns. What are they going to do with the Punisher logo? We already know Marvel Comics has moved away from it because it was being used by the...
I guess the cops are more of a... I guess the cops are supposed to be more of like a... dealing justice on their own like a Punisher does. Punisher's logo is more controversial than ever before as Marvel makes a shocking change, which they should not have changed the Punisher's logo. It's the Punisher's logo for a reason. Like, don't change that because that was always an iconic logo that the Marines used.
The police and military. Apparently, they don't have a problem with all the gang members who use it, but that being said, it's of course the outdated political correctness gone wild, willing to ditch.
Yeah. Sometimes people come in here with like crazy names and it's hard to describe, like hard to sound it out.
One of the most iconic comic book logos ever. So I guess we will see on that front. Then there's the new characters who range from it's fine
there's all
to
kinds
they
of
don't even
random
need to be
things
in
that
the
happen
show.
in
The
this
aforementioned
stream.
Heather Glenn, who
we just
again
go with
is
it.
from the comic book.
Why you're combing my
Michael
hand, my hair
Gandolfini
with
as
an
Wilson Fisk,
X.
Gen Z assistant.
Xbox controller is beyond me. She's just sitting here tooling. She's just messing with me, dude. Messing with me. That's what she's doing.
Is all right. Then there's the characters from the new law firm, Cherry and Kirsten McDuffie, who isn't my favorite character from the comics or in this, and BB Urich,
Yeah, come here.
Ben
Can you
Urich's
look at me?
niece. None
You
of
wanna
these
be on
characters
camera?
need to be in the show, and if they didn't exist, you wouldn't miss them. Fortunately, they don't bring it down because
she's just, I don't know. She's just trying to mess with me, I guess. Just interrupting my commentary in regards to Daredevil.
I heard that there was a
What is that? Is that a slipper? Why is that in my face? I need a squirt gun. That's what I need. Like, you know how you squirt cats away from you when they're being bad? And now there's a dog. Now there's a dog in the. Good God. This is a professional streamer for you guys. This is a professional streamer. This is what happens when you surround yourself with females and you're a male trying to achieve things and do big things in this world.
As President Donald Trump, I would like to declare.
What are you declaring?
I would like to declare that every dog gets 5 treats per 5 seconds.
Every
like-
dog.
I
That's
would
a
like-
lot of treats. It's like
I
5
would
treats
li-
per 5 seconds. That's a second a treat. That's a treat a second.
I would like to declare.
He's like, what are you doing to me?
I would like to declare. Yes, that is what I would like to declare. That is what I would like to declare today. I am talking about this.
My stream's getting rated right now by the people I live with.
Just the dog.
All right, let me finish this video. I'm almost done. Yes, that is a dog. Hey, bro, it's after hours. Let the kid enjoy herself. Yeah, I know. She should be getting in bed because it's 10 o'clock. So why don't you go get ready for bed? Did you shower? No. You need to go take a shower and then go to bed. Yeah, good try. Good try. I took a shower already today.
All right. This is what I feel like you looked like when you were younger.
That's exactly what I looked like when I was younger.
This is what he looked like when he was younger.
I had the big glasses and everything, the big 80s glasses.
The long hair.
I know, I'm just going to let the dog take over the stream next time.
Yes. We will get millions of views.
Yeah. Now instead of let me cook, it's let me declare. Yeah.
I do declare you are my precious.
There's no declaring on this channel. I mean, there's no cooking on this channel, it's just declaring.
Yes.
All right, can you guys let me? I literally have like 4 minutes of this video left.
I am here.
Oh my jeez Louise.
You are my precious.
Literally just hitting me in the face with my own birthday card.
I am here.
All right.
It's baby Deku. It's baby Deku.
All right. That's okay. You made your point.
It's baby Deku.
Let me go. I gotta wrap up stream.
Baby Deku. Baby Izuku.
All right, go. Go get a shower. You need to go get a shower. If you're not showering when I'm done, you're going to bed without TV. Oh my God, that was a lot. That was a lot. Yeah, you gotta let them have their fun now. They always put up with letting me sit here and talk to y'all so if they want to come in and have some fun with me while they do it, I'm okay with that. But she did. It is late and she did need to get the shower. So. All right. Anyway, I was doing a video here before all that happened, so let's pick up where I left off. I'm gonna go back a little bit just so I don't miss anything.
Bring it down because of the presence of Vincent D'Onofrio and Charlie Cox. But considering that this is the Disney subsidiary who decided that Zendaya would be a good MJ, it does feel like a very
I know, my
current
daughter
MCU
always
thing
tries
do,
to get
but there
on.
is no world where Cherry and McDuffie could replace Karen and Foggy. Speaking of Foggy Nelson and his untimely
Fair.
death, I want you to remember that even Charlie Cox came out and questioned this decision prior to the show coming out.
At the beginning of this episode of this season, there's a very traumatic event which is gonna change Matt Murdock's life. It's brutal. I'm still not convinced it's the right thing to do, but we have to come back big and bold. You know, we got to make a statement after all these years away.
And Marvel them.
No, she's not doxing me. She was just trying to make me show something that has nothing to do with anything on the stream. So these kids, bro, always making us check ourselves as parents. Yeah, for real, man. I'm trying to run a stream here. I ain't got time for this. I'm trying to do a professional stream. I got kids and random dogs coming in here.
Themselves were very nervous about it.
You know, it led to many impassioned debates. I'll put it to you that way. It's honestly nothing. Nobody wanted to do it. And
so why'd you do it? So to all of you who are rightfully upset, I've got some good news for you if you're willing to hear it. Well, keep in mind that this is a comic book adaptation and dead people come back all the time. And also keep in mind that in the comics, Foggy has faked his death. And apparently Marvel was so nervous about it, they decided to spoil season 2 by announcing that Karen Page and Foggy Nelson will return.
I see Karen and Foggy as being intrinsically tied to Matt. I don't think there's, a Matt Murdock story without.
Why in God's name would they do that? Like, why would they do that? Why would they announce that? Like, you just ruined the whole beginning, like the whole return.
Those two characters, and I'm excited to see them both in season 2 as well.
And if he thinks Karen and Foggy are,
unless he was doing that as a misdirect, which does happen sometimes. I heard this is now going to be a Little Lately show. Yuji's daughter is the new star. Well, I have let her sit here and try to run the stream, and she just doesn't know what to say. She always sits down, and then she's just like, oh. I'm like, yeah, hard, isn't it? Hard to keep talking all the time.
Are intrinsically tied to Matt, which they are in this show. I don't think you could pull that off with flashbacks, but we'll see. Now, I think one guy on Twitter said that there was a lack of religious iconography or religious tones and themes, and that's absolute bullshit. It's not as...
Yes, Kangaloo. That's why I watch it, because like typically I like what Neurotic says, and I wanted to see if he liked this show too, because hopefully they don't screw it up. But yeah, the first 2 episodes are looking pretty promising so far.
Much as the Netflix series so far, but the Catholicism is there. This brings us to the Wilson Fisk mayor as Trump comparisons. Aside from being a populist, I don't see it yet. But if they turn the Wilson Fisk Kingpin character into a Trump caricature, I'll be the first to let you know. I mean, never mind the fact that the Kingpin will be a more trustworthy and honorable mayor than most American cities have right now. Guess I'm just saying on the Hollywood Trump scale from, let's say, 1 to the boys, it's a 2. Now, would I put it past Hollywood and specifically Disney to imprint their TDS on Kingpin? No, I wouldn't. Do I blame fans for seeing Kingpin as just the latest Trump allegory? Absolutely not. Disney Marvel has earned this ire, and they never deserve your benefit of the doubt. It is not fair up to the audience, which is also known as the
you will know that like you can't ignore the relationship between the way that they present Wilson Fisk and how Trump is. Like he's clearly meant to be like a Trump-like character.
Paying customer to blindly accept everything you put out just because you said you're trying this time. Hate to break this to you, Disney Marvel. You're the ones who did the damage to your brand, and it's your job to win some people back. That being said, and I can't believe I'm saying this, I watched a Marvel show for D+, and it didn't completely suck. It was actually pretty good. It's not as good as the Netflix Daredevil, and it's not as good as Penguin, but they got the tone right. It is the most earnest thing Disney Marvel has done since Infinity War. Now, for those of you who might be confused, am I recommending that you sign up for Disney Plus? Hell no. So Disney didn't Amber Heard the bed with Daredevil Born Again, and that's a win, but don't get cocky. There is a saying in Hollywood, you're only one good project from turning things around.
Also, they were only 2 episodes in, you know. He's praising it like it's already over, but we're only 2 episodes in. They have plenty of time to ruin this season, but I'm hoping that it doesn't happen. And I'm excited for Thunderbolts. I know I keep saying it, but I'm super excited for Thunderbolts. I think it's going to be a great movie. Personally, I think the story looks great. You know, it is like Marvel's Suicide Squad, but, you know, I think that it's going to be awesome. And it's got so many great characters in it and great actors playing those characters. I think that it's going to be good, personally. I'm really excited for John Walker to see what he does and get some redemption, because he never did anything wrong in the first place.
But not in the case of Disney Marvel. Why don't you string together 2 hits in a row for the first time in 6 years, and then we can talk.
Nerderotic.com.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Well, guys, anyway, great stream tonight. Thank you, guys. It was awesome to see so many new faces in here, or new names, since I technically don't see your face, but new names in here was really good to see. Hopefully we can continue this upward trend. Don't forget, put Brocky back in the stream. I don't know where he's at. He's around. He's probably running around pooping or somewhere. With that said, guys, you know, I don't really know what to say. I mean, the Ethan Kline stuff was insane. That's the majority of the stream was about him. This was a pretty good, you know, I really was kind of looking forward to talking about the Daredevil video, but at the end of the day, you know, I got hijacked by my family, and, you know, that happens. And I don't mind. You know, it's fun to see for you guys to see a little, you know, behind the scenes of kind of how my life works a lot of the time. So, have a blessed night, y'all. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Soul. Thank you, DC, and Sarah for all the donations tonight. You guys are awesome. With that said, you know, keep an eye out. There's a big video coming. That's all I can tell you guys. There's couple of big videos. It's gonna be like an actual 3-part series that I'm gonna be doing on somebody, and I think it's gonna be really good. But that's what I'm working on right now. So just please be patient because I'm going to be trying to put my all into this 3-part series. So with that said, much love to you guys all, and I will see you on Thursday night. Take care. Be well. And most importantly, I got to come up with a good catchphrase to end the stream. You know, I got to come up with a good catchphrase. I'll check you lately. And yeah, that's not going to work.
Look at that. Someone's guilty of being total badass.
Daniel's crew.
Chip Dugs approves this message.
The Daniels crew super chatted $10. Hope you all have a blessed night.
Thank you, Daniel's crew. And with that said, everybody, take care and have a good one.
Easy lately.